Cowboys could franchise Osa Adikizuwa, defensive tackle. Cowboys guard and soon-to-be Hall of Famer Zach Martin will announce his retirement today at a press conference from the Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Hey, it's the morning huddle. Morning huddle. Hey, it's the morning huddle. Hey, 94.1. Hey, it's the Sports Star. I'm AJ, joined as always, almost always, but usually all night, every night, not every night, but almost every night, Mr. Rob Thompson!
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Hey, I'm here when I'm here. Hey, what are you going to do? Hey, Vic is here. Hey, Vic! Hey!
What's going on?
Maroon!
I don't know if that's I was going to say that. Is that a curse word?
I don't think so.
It might be. Could be.
Not in San Antonio, it's not.
Well,
Nobody speaks Godfather in San Antonio.
you never know. I'm just always afraid to use, ethnic words that I don't know the meaning
It's just
of.
my accent.
Well, I'm
Like,
if I don't know what it means, I'm not going to say it.
Ask me what Texas A&M's colors are.
Well, they're maroon and white.
White and maroon.
So now I'm not sure that works. But I can see how that's a bad word. I just hope you're not in trouble.
Well, me too.
From now, two different groups.
Me too.
Right?
Especially the Italian Aggies, which
Well, you did one yesterday where
Italian Aggie.
I was trying to work around what happened to the old lady on the dance floor at the concert, and you just threw it out there. I was like, oh God, that's not the way I was gonna try and say it. And
He just said the FB. Right?
yeah, he FB'd it, and I was like, I tried to work around
I'm
it.
not sure that's. Well, you're right. That was rather plain.
It was very in your face.
There was no other way to put it, though.
Well, yeah,
I let it roll.
I went with digitally blasted. That was
That was funny.
Digitally blasted.
FB'd. Same
Now,
thing.
now I'm worried about saying it.
Ah,
I don't want to bring it up. People won't know.
Hey, Maron.
Hey,
big
forget
deal.
about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. I think I should Google this before we go any further.
Hey, what a day. What a day. It's Tuesday. It's small hump day.
Kinda.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be regular hump day.
Yeah, this is a weird week, man.
Why? What's so weird?
I don't know. It just today felt like Monday. Is why it feels like. I woke up this morning, and until I had brushed my teeth, it felt like Monday.
I did that today.
Well, I'm glad.
Remember to do
now
that.
you have an opportunity to go.
$100 toothpaste.
Did it just get brighter in here, or was it me?
I think it's
Hope
just
I'm
you.
not having a stroke.
I think it's just you.
Now you have the opportunity to brush either there or here.
Yeah, I can. I've got what they would call versatility.
Speaking of versatility, has Big Balls come by to see you every day?
It's raining today.
I was looking for him.
I was looking because I got here a little bit later than normal today, and I thought, well, maybe Big Balls thinks it's because it is kind of raining.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't think he comes out in the rain.
he's hanging with his bros.
Yeah.
He's really hungry.
On the way in, and for those of you that haven't left yet, if you're going to drive on any kind of highway, you get the signs, those friendly signs.
Yeah.
There's evidently, if you can fight through the rain and see the signs, there's a threat of wildfires today.
Yes. A high threat.
High threat of wildfires. As soon as this rain breaks, you better be careful. Nothing, no sparks outside, please.
One thing I've noticed, and particularly today it was pretty rough, is when it rains in this fair city.
Well, okay, Vegas is not much better. I've driven in the rain in Vegas.
You're right.
But because there really is an excuse that happens once a year.
There's,
you know what I mean?
There is occasional flash flooding.
And that's
in
the other
Vegas.
thing about in Vegas. There's never a little rain. It's a lot.
And
at least my experience.
Yeah, when it's I mean, it's the desert. So when it rains, sometimes the streets actually turn into like
it floods.
Water.
For whatever reason, it seems like late July, early August seems to be, even though it's 110, a rainy time of the year. It seems like I've seen it rain there more than once.
But
it's
here
110.
Here today, it's just a regular rainy day.
Now there is and it's not a belief, it's fact, that the first rain after a long period of time, that first 20 minutes when the water and the oil have not dispersed, that the roads are relatively slick. And
I think that's everywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that being said, it hadn't rained in a minute, and it might be somebody had a mistake. That alone is not the reason for the stuff that we went through this morning.
We can't go 15 miles an hour on a highway overpass.
If you aren't doing the minimum speed on the highway, get off the highway.
Yeah. Take the surface streets if you're that worried about it.
Get off your flashers don't help.
It doesn't make me feel better about how you driving 15 miles an hour.
So, and I saw it, and you brought it up too. There were cars on the road this morning with their blinkers on, their flashers on, because it's raining.
Yeah.
You're more of a hindrance than a help.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's be better out there, San Antonio.
Be better out there.
This.
See, I've been a proponent of it for a long time, AJ. That there's certain of us that are better drivers than others.
I agree with that.
We know who we are. We should be allowed to carry a paintball gun.
Okay.
You with me?
What?
Yeah, you have a paintball gun.
Oh, yeah.
And there are those of us, we're kind of like the deacons in the church. Kind of like the posse that would be rounded up by the local sheriff. We're not cops per se, but we could help out whenever required. And we see a bad driver, and we dart him. Bam. I see a guy driving on doing something stupid, an idiot, driving over the blink him. I dart him. I hit him with a paintball blast. You see him paintball blast. A cop driving around, he sees a car with 3 paintball blasts on him, pulls him over automatically. Just out of, you have been signaled by others that you obviously don't know how to drive. And it's happened 3 times. And that way we weed out by, guess what? Your car is no longer allowed on the highway. You can't seem to drive in the rain, so you have to stay on the surface roads. And if we ever see you on the highway, we're going to pull you up.
Yeah, you're
those
not
kind
allowed.
of things. And we would be able to police ourselves.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to deal with the idiots that think they're getting away with it because they don't see a car with a rack on top that would signify a cop.
I don't know what the workaround is, but it's
So that or kill them.
That's the other thought.
And that's crossed my
but
mind more than once.
Murder's not good. It's not supposed to be.
Well, see, that's why I've held back. And you even brought up road rage incidents normally start because people have baseball bats in their back seat.
Yeah, so I've if you go through twitter.com, you'll see a lot of road rage incidents.
Oh, yeah.
My algorithm shows me a lot of road rage incidents and a lot of high school fights, like locker room fights and things like that.
Wow, how depressing.
I know. I don't really know why.
Can't it be boobs like the rest of us?
I get my share of boobs too. But
okay, well, at least you're lightening the load a little bit.
Yeah. But on these road rage incidents, there always seems to be like like guys always have a stick, or like a bat of some kind, and it's like, who's carrying these? Like it's like you're hoping.
Vic, you're our East Side representative.
Yeah.
Do you have a bat in your car?
I sure do. And I have a glove and a baseball with it, just in case.
Just in case the cops pull you over.
Yeah, you never know.
Like, where do you keep your bat?
Behind the seat.
Okay.
Like, so if I'm driving, I just reach under the passenger seat, right under there.
See, bro?
And it's a bat about this big, like maybe about half the size of a regular bat.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, you're going to be
You have a sawed-off bat.
You're going to be underarmed if you get into a road rage incident. But I mean, at least you'll have something, I guess.
See, I just carry a gun.
That's the move for me. Is like I
just have a gun.
Actually, I wanted to carry a paintball gun with pepper spray.
See, the paintball gun is for an entirely different purpose. That's for civic duty.
You know,
I wouldn't use that out of anger.
I'll be honest. If I got pepper sprayed, that might be worse than someone coming at me with a bat.
Right.
Because now it's like, how can I drive after this? Like,
my wife's car has pepper spray. I don't personally have it.
I don't either. I've pepper sprayed my producer once before,
gun.
and that was problematic.
No, don't.
I won't do that anymore.
That's awful.
Yeah,
Well, all 3 of us, we've all been maced, but we did it under order of the government.
Well, yeah, that's different too.
Well, the gas chamber, yeah. Or gas, whatever it was.
You got snot coming all down your
it was
face.
pretty hideous.
And I didn't eat for 2 days.
Pretty hideous.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I don't
Perfect
like
diet
that.
plan.
Yeah, it's not. That's not fun.
I had one go off in my backpack in a bear deterrent in my backpack in a hunting blind once.
Oh no! Did that debilitate you?
Holy crap! Well, it went off in my backpack. I stuffed something in my backpack as I was trying to get something to eat,
Only you
and I
know that
pushed it down, and it sprayed the repellent in my backpack, and I kept pushing it. I was like, "What's that sound?" And then the overpowering smell. It didn't actually mace me. I had to burn the backpack though. It was.
I would guess.
You can't wash that out.
Yeah, that doesn't rinse
Dude,
out.
I bailed out of the blind. That was it for the day.
I'm going to see you just throwing yourself out.
That was a long walk back when you can't see.
Yeah, I would think so.
It was the beginning of a horror movie.
But all this
first scene was me staggering through the woods.
Incoherent, right?
Incoherent. Later eaten by that very bear.
All this to say, drive better, people. Drive better. There's people with bats and bear spray and God knows what else. But just be better out there.
Yeah. And have a glove and a ball with you. Your lawyer will
just in case.
See, that is interesting that he actually has cover for it. Like,
well, yeah,
like a musty old.
Then they're like,
that would work because I started that when my sons are younger. You know,
right
now that they're out of the house.
Now they'll think Vic's just a pedo who's like trying to play ball. He's like, oh, that's a kid-sized bat.
Yeah,
and
I'm over there hanging around the park all the time.
And they're like,
you want to play catch?
So you're just going to play catch with some kids, huh?
Hey, your dad asked me to come over and play catch with you.
Are these your kids? And Vic's like, well, no, my kids are grown. And they're like, yeah, come with us, sir.
Well, I do have a baseball and a softball. Just in case.
Okay,
yeah,
well, so you're an equal opportunity pedo.
That did not help your case.
Listen, officer. I'm not just into young boys, okay?
No, I got little girls on my mind, too. So
sorry, both ways here.
God. And that's when they bring out their bat. And it's, that's the other thing I get in my algorithm is guys who hunt down pedos and like beat them up.
Oh, those are good.
And they're like trying to get away and like, hey, I don't know, just let me get out of here. And they're like, oh, hell no, Bubba. You got two choices. We can either call the cops or we can beat your ass right here. Yeah, and then usually the pedos end up saying, well, I guess just beat my ass and put me on the internet.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
There's avenues off my internet. I haven't taken those. I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that, huh?
How do they find them?
I guess they're like their own version. What's the guy's name that used to be to catch a predator or whatever?
Yeah, I remember they canceled that, right?
Thank God.
I liked that show.
Yeah, where the guy walks in with a plastic bag of a beer and heaven knows what else.
We used to just like laugh at that.
I like when he would say, "Why don't you have a seat over here?"
Yeah,
and then the guy's like, "Oh," as soon as they hear that, they're like, "Oh, you're that guy, aren't you?" Yeah. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? And they'd be like,
"Yeah,
do you know how old she is, sir?" Yeah. Go. Of course.
That used to be.
She told me she's 19.
That was just on TV all the time.
I know.
Curves, dude.
I love it, man. And they weren't like now if you did that, the pervert would be blurred out.
Oh yeah,
but
that's right.
I like that they weren't blurred out because I want everyone to see that they're a bad guy. But yeah, it's funny that we had a show where a guy was going around catching pedos, and
they took it off the air
and they got rid of it. Like,
well,
what could be the only show that could be better is if like he caught the pedos and then was able to like torture them and kill them and then turn them.
That's what you get. That's what you get on your Twitter feed.
Yeah, like it was a combo of like, but the guy was so professional that did it.
Now we're gonna beat the hell out of you on TV.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a reality show that would be.
Man, that's
I'm
awesome.
just glad I remembered to say hell.
Well, Maron.
Maron.
All right. Dude. We'll be back. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Things are starting to fill in early. We've got slick streets. Please be very careful as you head out and about. On the north side, northeast side, Wetmore in both directions. Northbound, southbound, Broadway to Wurzbach, closed with a major accident. Got a new stall at 35 northbound at Tupperwine that's taking up the left lane. On 281 southbound Hildebrand, that minor wreck now off to the shoulder. They did pick up that road work on 35 northbound, 1604 to Olympia Parkway. But southbound, we still have the roadway reduced to just just one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Try a $3 Son of Baconator today. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait. Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Is that a new Samsung Galaxy A15 5G?
Yeah, I got it for free when I joined Cricket Nation.
Sounds pretty great.
At Cricket, anyone can get a new phone when they switch.
Whoa.
With a high-quality camera, meaning more flattering selfies for all. And super fast 5G, so you can post them for all to see. Your friends, your family, your ex. Free phone! Free phone!
Okay, I'll switch.
Welcome to Cricket Nation.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must bring your number to Cricket on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. These terms and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Your old or broken phone can let you down when you need it most.
Perfect.
But at Verizon, trade in any old phone from our top brands and get the most for it, up to $2,000 in value, for an amazing new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and a new line on My Plan, and iPad and Apple Watch Series 10. That's like a 3-for-1. And you can get it on any plan. At Verizon, trade in your old phone for a brand new iPhone 16 Pro, iPad, and Apple Watch. The other guys won't give you that. Visit Verizon.com today. Additional terms apply. Service plan required for Apple Watch and iPad. Up to $2,000 value based on iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, How do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, so many things happening with the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons, Osa Odigizua. We got to ask Shereen Williams what's going on.
Plus, Zay Frazier had a great workout at the Combine. The former UTSA Roadrunner will tell us about it when he joins us at 2:35.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle 94.1. Rocking you through on a Tuesday.
You want a sip of my bucket?
No, thank you.
I know, right?
I'm not going to name the brand, but I ordered a large from our breakfast place.
And boy, did
and
they
my
give you...
God.
And what a cup that is.
I mean, I had forgotten. I normally don't order large from this place because
96
I just kind of assume I've ordered the large because I always get the large because I like the
But it's actually
fries.
a regular you're probably used to.
Yeah, and this is outrageous.
Well, I ordered a large coffee.
I know, that's what they gave me.
And it was not...
if one person consumed this much coffee, you'd be up for a week.
I'd finish the show.
You'd make it all the way to 10.
I might finish the show.
You do Blitz too.
Oh, well, maybe.
That much coffee.
I'll be on the I'll be on the toilet for those 4 hours.
In between.
Yep.
Get up, and I got a DeVita ready.
One of the things that came out of the Combine was during the interviews, they talked to Quinn Ewers, the quarterback from the University of Texas, for those of you who are
that guy? Okay.
Unknown. Oh, I didn't know who that was. Yes. Well, now you know. Now you know. And a lot of people were saying that Quinn Ewers was going to transfer because the money he was going to get was so crazy. And apparently the offer was $8 million for him to transfer for 1 year.
Well, who says no to that? I don't see.
Quinn Ewers says no to that.
I don't buy that. I'm sorry. Either there were so many caveats and catches, like he would have to have won 10 games, and if he won all the games, there's a bonus. And if there's this and that, who seriously turns down $8 million? And you go, well, it might hurt my pro prospects. No, go spend $1 million on a life insurance policy.
So during his time at Texas, 3 years at Texas, he made $6 million in NIL.
And he turned down 8 for one?
He made 1.4 his 1 year at Ohio State. So he made 7.4 in 4 years. Could have made 8 in the last one. And here's what, and I remember it when we first talked about this, I said, I really think it's a pride thing. And this is what Quinn's quote was. It was never a thought for me. I wanted to leave my legacy at Texas. I didn't want to disrupt anything that I did at Texas and it be flipped and turned any other way. I just wanted to be remembered in college at Texas. And that's what it boiled down to.
Oh, serious. Okay. Now, you're someone who knows him. Father, mother, brother, sister, attorney.
Yeah.
Trusted friend.
Girlfriend.
What are you telling Quinn? What would you tell him?
I mean, I would tell him, get your money. But I understand it, dude. I really do.
Okay, so even on the idea of legacy, let me tell you, brother, your legacy is set. Colt McCoy's was set.
Colt McCoy didn't go play for Oklahoma or someplace like that.
I mean, I'm just saying. You name the formers, they're okay. Their legacy is set. And especially now when you don't – I know this is a new time in the sporting world, but now, the allegiance to universities, that's a thing of the past. You're listening – I cannot imagine. My kid comes to me and says, I've got 2 offers on the table. One is a 1-year, $8 million deal. Not incentive-laden. I show up. I put on a helmet, I do the rubber chicken circuit, and for a year I'm the face of whatever big state U. My other option is to go be a 4th round draft pick tackle dummy and go work at a training camp for 6-8 weeks and hope I make a roster and make $800,000. Yeah. I could make 100 times that, or be a backup. I don't buy that story.
You also have to consider if he were to go somewhere else, it would be him running away from Arch Manning.
I get all of that, and I get even those narratives. But if I counsel him, like, dude, that will pass. This isn't real. You know it's not real. I know it's not real. Go make your $8 million and make your legend someplace else.
And the thing
Gather
about
ye rosebuds while ye may, baby.
The thing about Colt McCoy and Vince Young that's different is no one was ever saying, "Oh, get this guy out of here."
Some of it would be, you want pride? Stick it in their face. Go beat Texas next year. They'll worship the day. There's so much in that. When I read that, I thought, it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm not going to fight it, but I just don't know anybody in their right mind that turns down that.
The other thing is, I don't know what kind of money Quinn Ewers' family has, but they're South Lake types. I'm sure they're not hurting.
I don't know one dude that's rich that doesn't want to be richer.
I know.
In fact, they want to be richer more than the poor people want to be rich. Rich people want to be even richer more than poor people want to be rich, and that's a true statement.
But I do think that there's something to, being remembered as a Texas guy.
I get that's what a 22-year-old says. I get it, man.
Well, that's what he is.
Because you only know 22 years. Trust me, I've watched 25 quarterbacks come back and take snaps from the University of Texas. You're one of a long line.
Yep.
And the thing is, sadly, you didn't win a title. So you're just going to be one of a long line. That's really all you're ever going to be. Only the guys with rings get to stand someplace else. And you're leaving.
Yep.
You chose to. You could stay and fight it out at Texas. You could. And maybe get yourself a ring through that fight. But you're the one leaving. If the ring's the thing and your legacy's the thing, why aren't you staying? Obviously, you want to prove yourself someplace. Go prove it for $8 million guaranteed. And I'll pick $1 million. We'll call Lloyd's of London. If you blow a knee out, they'll pay you $50.
He talked about his injury. He said, my oblique started popping up on me the Monday after we played Michigan. Just thought it was a little tweak. Then throughout practice, it just kind of got worse and worse. Obviously, it kind of popped against UTSA. I'd probably say I played 2, maybe 3 games healthy this season. The first 2, and then maybe 1 in between the ankle and the oblique. So, and we knew that most of the season that Quinn Ewers was beat up. That was not like a hidden thing. Like, all the way through, we knew he was beat up.
That's not the best thing to be proud of and to have to talk about, that I'm injury prone.
No. But he also, 36 games at Texas, he was a 65% passer, 68 touchdowns, 24 picks, and 2 college football playoff appearances in his last 2 seasons.
I hope he turns into Joe Montana. I do. I hope that he is right, that, everything he thinks he is, and then some. He gets undervalued, gets drafted, and lands in the right place, and puts himself in a gold jacket here in about 20 years. I hope that happens.
It's a long shot, but it's
But to say that's my plan, and I would say, you know what, good. Why don't you forestall it for a year, get $8 million, and let's put some money in the bank. I don't understand that anybody
you don't believe in him. You don't believe in him the way Quinn believes in him.
I believe in you. just next year.
I'll believe in you way more
just one
this
more
time
year.
next year. All right, we'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Things are starting to fill in early. We've got slick streets. Please be very careful as you head out and about. On the north side, northeast side, wet more in both directions. Northbound, southbound, Broadway to Wurzbach, closed with a major accident. Got a new stall at 35 northbound at Tupperware that's taking up the left lane. On 281 southbound Hildebrand, that minor wreck now off to the shoulder. They did pick up that road work on 35 northbound, 1604 to Olympia Parkway. But southbound, we still have the roadway reduced to just one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. We're back in the Miller's Yard, who now use True Green. Their lawn started looking like a fairway, and pro golfers started showing up. They love playing this lawn. Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Choose Syntec full synthetic motor oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or on third-party delivery platform.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And with you on our side, we are going to end animal cruelty around the globe. Join us. Humane World for Animals. The end of animal cruelty.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
This is Jason Minix from the Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. AJ and Rob. And Vic.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave Vic out. How you feeling today, Vic?
I'm good.
How's your blood sugar?
I could see you.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
man.
look at that. Crystal clear.
Crystal clear, huh?
Yeah.
You got to open one other eye.
You had a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
And it was good. You
Yeah,
did all right.
I fell asleep last night before I ate, so I didn't eat last night. So
my
sugar
so you
was-
needed some sugar.
Yeah, I needed something. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Did
medicinal.
Did you eat the bun?
Only the top part.
Okay, that's a good move. Now, why'd you pick the top instead of the bottom?
Because it has a little
Thicker.
more. It's a little more.
Rounds, it's a rounded top.
I would I pick whichever one if I'm gonna get rid of one of the buns. Whichever one isn't stuck to cheese.
Yeah. Well, actually, the top one was stuck with cheese. So
That's the way to do it. That's how you make your choice. Well played, sir. Well played.
It's the perfect.
And thank you again,
breakfast
Rob.
sandwich.
Oh, Rob, what a gentleman.
The Bob is the perfect breakfast sandwich.
Is it?
It's the perfect. It's perfect.
It sure
It's
no
up
need
there.
to improve on perfection. It is.
You know how
all that is required.
Before I met you, I don't remember the last time I had a breakfast sandwich from Whataburger.
Well, I mean, it's not great. It's not awful. It's just perfect. It is what is required. No more, no less.
What I get normally, so like if I'm with my family and we say, okay, let's go to Whataburger for breakfast. they all get really annoyed because they order breakfast stuff, and I'll order a Whataburger.
Well, there's
or
nothing.
a patty
Have you
melt.
had that breakfast?
I'll be like, give me a patty melt.
They have that breakfast burger that they'll throw an egg on.
I don't want that. I just want a burger.
No, I don't get it. The thing about it for me is I like the biscuits, but the biscuits can be a little dry.
They can be a lot dry.
And they're a little crumbly. And that's, that can be a nuisance.
Speaking of
given where you are.
dry biscuits, I went to Popeyes yesterday.
They do biscuits right.
Ooh, haven't had Popeyes.
Popeyes biscuits all right.
Bro, you know how expensive Popeyes is now?
I don't know.
How much?
I mean, it's outrageous.
Well, I heard that, just because not just egg-laying chickens are getting the flu. All the chickens are getting the flu.
Well, I guess if the price of eggs is up, it would make sense the price of chickens would be up because chickens have to come from an egg, I assume, at some point, right?
That and they're killing all the chickens, not just like one chicken gets it at one of these chicken farms. They all get it. They all get put down. There's not like they don't quarantine. So, chicken's going up.
What's the price in your mind of not the chicken only?
Okay, are we doing white or dark meat?
It's a mix. So a 10-piece family pack.
$19.
Yeah, $19, $20.
$31.
My God.
What?
See, I'm like my father now.
I am too.
What?
Yeah, we're not eating
In my day.
$31.
75 cents. Feed the whole family.
Yeah. 59. Well,
I got a burger for a nickel.
I got a burger for a nickel.
What do you mean you need $6? Burgers are a nickel.
$31. That was my first house.
31? Really?
Yeah. Crazy, right?
I haven't had Popeyes in a while.
Not that Popeyes isn't good.
Popeyes is good, but it's like
spending $30 for some chicken.
And
I'm going back to the Chinese buffet.
And so I wanted only chicken. I didn't want the
like the fries or
accoutrements. I wanted chicken.
I want the biscuits though, man.
But
how much is Church's?
But I don't know. I haven't been to churches. I haven't been to churches in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
But I wanted chicken, and the only way you can get chicken only is if you do a 10-pack. And I only wanted like 3 pieces of chicken. But if you get 3 pieces, you have to get the combo with a drink and a side, and I don't want that.
So you'd pay more
to get less
to get what you wanted.
I ended up getting wings because they sell wings now, and it was kind of.
How did you get wings from Bob? It seems like you just got discombobulated.
It was.
There.
I did. It was a regrettable choice.
Gone with the
they were super
3-pack of chicken and thrown the coleslaw out the window.
They were super breaded, and I got this flavor called Louisiana garlic, which is like their new flavor.
And this is like a dipping sauce, or is
it's
it
like
how it's
what it's tossed in? And I don't know. I just made a mistake.
Yeah, probably.
I made a lot of mistakes.
Last time I went to Popeyes, they had just debuted that sandwich that's supposed to be better than Church's, and there were fights in the parking lot.
The sandwich is still available, and that is a good sandwich.
Yeah.
And I thought about getting it, but in my head, I wanted chicken, not a chicken sandwich. I wanted like chicken on a bone.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't decide between the 3-piece combo or the 10-piece meal or the 10-piece just chicken, so I went with something completely different.
You went with wings.
And it was dumb. It was a mistake.
Something completely crusty with very little meat.
Yeah,
I want a lot of that. And add some kind of weird flavor.
And what's funny, normally I love wings. I love chicken wings. Like I like Pluckers is like my favorite place. But those are like real meaty wings. These are like it's mostly breading.
Yeah, it's the cutoff part.
Yeah.
Like, we can't put this on the thigh. We got to cut this off.
It was a mistake. A big mistake.
Well, it's too bad, too.
What I did like is when Wingstop started doing Wingstop at one point did thighs.
Yep.
Like you could get like thighs tossed in buffalo sauce. Like so instead of wings, it's like we'll just do the thighs. It's like, ooh, now we're talking. Thighs are the best part of chicken. And if you think differently, if you think, oh, I like the breast better, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
No, do you hate the flavor? What's wrong with you? The juicier, the tastier part of the chicken is the thigh.
I agree with you.
Although, no, I completely agree. But I have had, if you don't trust the fried chicken, like you go someplace, I don't know, like a roadside place, and you're like, I don't know if I trust the fried chicken. I've had some greasy thighs, and it's really hard to grease up a chicken breast.
That's true.
And that's the only time I'm a little sketch about, like, it looks like that grease might be a little old, when you pull over it. And it's normally tastes great. It just gets a little greasy after the second piece. That's the only time I'm a little wary. But and if it is a chicken breast, you have to marinate it, man. Why would you not? That's just meat. there's just no flavor to it.
I mean, it seems a given, but there's some people who don't know the rules.
There's no real distinction. Just
all right, we'll wrap up hour number 1 on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw an internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale ends soon. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY Days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Veriscan is a free check engine light testing program that pulls from over 600 million vehicle scans confirmed by ACE-certified technicians to provide a simple report and possible fixes, available exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Howdy, San Antonio. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're locked on the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I don't think Popeyes has two-piece Tuesdays anymore. I mean, they might.
I remember that.
I haven't been in a while. They used to. It used to be two pieces for $2.99, but
Or the 10-piece leg and thigh for like $10.
yeah.
The $3 beacon butt back.
I mean, I'm for it. And I don't know what's going on. Like, Border Jumper, AJ loves the bone. SRS, AJ's a bone lover.
What?
Listen, I know what they're talking about. They're trying to make inferences to my sexuality, but
bone in what?
But let me tell you this: if you prefer boneless wings to real wings,
you're 8 years old.
You need to question your own
those are
things.
nuggets.
Yeah, you. Yeah, what are you, a child? My kid won't eat. He doesn't like meat off of a bone. Like, he does not like. He doesn't like ribs. He doesn't like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't like chicken on a bone. He doesn't like. Yeah, it's very odd. I don't know how to help him.
He'll grow out of it.
I don't know that he's. I mean, I don't know if he can grow. He's 6'5". I don't know. He's a grown person. It doesn't like chicken off a bone.
It'll eventually
Feed him
change.
drumsticks till he eats.
Nah, it'll eventually change. What'll happen is he'll live on his own and realize, I'm just going to eat this off the bone.
Yeah.
He won't have anybody taking care of him. He won't realize the cost or the effort that his mother and father have done all these years to make sure he didn't have a bone in his meat. The next time you see him after he's lived alone for a while, he'll come back and he won't even know. You're like, yeah, you realize that's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, so much better. So much better when it's on the bone, I can tell you.
Yes.
Now, I will say again, I'm not in the Popeyes wing business. I'm out on that. But the Tuesday special, I'm seeing here, 2 pieces of fried chicken, $4.49 now. It looks like a thigh and a leg.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just not I'm going to go grab some fried chicken.
No?
For lunch, kind of the guy. If I'm getting chicken, 2 pieces ain't going to do it, brother.
How many pieces of chicken you need?
We're talking the niblets that you're talking about 6.
Yeah, about 5 or
I'm
6,
Mm-hmm.
talking
right?
about a wing and a thigh. Dude.
Yeah. They do a lot of
3 or 4 chickens before we're done with that.
They do a lot of seafood now at Popeyes, like the
shrimp and all
the
that.
shrimp. Yeah, I've never tried it. I'm not. I'm too nervous for that.
Well, I always just feel like it's going to be a whole lot more crust than it is meat.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
You ate an octopus.
Yeah, but that's meat.
But
That's meat. Yeah.
Those were good.
There's
by the
nothing
way.
hiding that. I know exactly what it is.
That was the best thing. Well, not the best
I
thing. One of
freaked
the
out
best
when I
things
saw
they
you
had.
eating that. I thought it was alive. I was like, what
Well,
kind of
it
buffet
didn't
is
grab
this?
onto our face.
Hey, join us April 14th out at the Golf Club of Texas for San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic, presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Benefits the Pan Am Golf Association. You can register online at sasportstar.com. $120 a head, or sign up your whole foursome for $400 and save. That's a savings of $80 for those of you with slow math skills. That's Monday, April 14th at 9 a.m., the Golf Club of Texas, presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, sponsored in part by Ancira and PPL Motorhomes. Plus, don't forget to join us afterwards for a live broadcast of the Blitz at Hangar Bar. So get on out there as the golf tournament is filling up fast. And once it's there, sucks for you, man. We can't get you in once it's full. Even if you're best friends with Rob, can't get you in.
Nope. Yeah, well, no. And it happens every year.
Every year.
We're benefiting the Pan Am Golf Association.
Well, I mentioned that in the read.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
What is that? What is the Pan Am Golf Association?
I'm digging it up.
You're learning about it?
I'm learning about it as we speak.
Yeah, I don't really know. Here's what I do know. When we come back, my old buddy Lance Zerline, who used to work with me in Houston, he's also a draft analyst for NFL.com. He released his second mock draft 2.0, which he says is his least favorite because by the time he releases the second one, people have narratives in their head of what's going to happen. So if anybody goes against the narrative, they go crazy on him.
He's got 3 more mocks to come.
Well, he has a very, very hot take with this mock draft. We'll talk about it next. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale ends soon. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Hurry and stop by Mattress Firm to upgrade today. Restrictions apply.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
The Valero Texas Open is a can't-miss event. Here's your chance to enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. You won't want to miss the next defining, unexpected, and winning moment at the Valero Texas Open. Proceeds help us continue a long-standing tradition of giving back to our community. Buy tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com and join us April 3rd through the 6th.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames, because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster, which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-660-1771. That's 800-660-1771. 800-660-1771.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got a busy morning rush hour going on. Also slick streets, so just be very careful as you head out and about. 35 southbound, this is our heaviest delay from Olympia Parkway on down to 1604. That is road work. It's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane, an hour delay. Traffic is backed up to Fisher. 35 northbound Tupperwine, disabled vehicle left lane. A crash at 35 southbound Ben Zengelman in the right lane. I-10 westbound Hildebrand, 2 right lanes blocked with a crash. A wreck at 281 southbound at Hildebrand in the right lane. I-10 westbound, the on-ramp from Vance Jackson. Got a wreck, the on-ramp is blocked. And a closure on Wetmore, northbound southbound Broadway to Wurzbach Parkway, closed with a major accident. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs welcome the Brooklyn Nets into the Frost Center tonight. Tip is set for 7:30. It'll be televised on FanDuel Sports. The NFL is going to be busy today. Franchise tag deadline arrives today at 3 p.m. The Cowboys could franchise Osa Adigizua, defensive tackle. Cowboys guard and soon-to-be Hall of Famer Zach Martin will announce his retirement today at a press conference from the Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Border Jumper says AJ's ex-Army and doesn't know that making comments like "I like chicken on the bone" is going to get a retort like "AJ loves the bone." No, I do, but also I'm a mature grown man now, Border Jumper. I was in the Army many moons ago. Now I've evolved. I've evolved. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? I've evolved. Jeff O says, in short, the San Antonio Pan Am is one of several chapters that help out local community with scholarships for local kids, plus play golf and enjoy company. Well, that's sounds like a great thing.
It is indeed a great. They've been around a long time.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm all for
helping people.
Helping people.
That's a good thing.
Yes. Yes. Especially children, of course. You know,
and children of the troops.
Oh yes, yes.
And the mothers of the troops.
Oh yes,
on both sides.
Oh, there's good and bad people on both sides. Both good and bad people on both sides. NFL Mock Draft 2.0 from my buddy Lance Zerline is out. And there is one thing that is quite shocking about his mock draft. At number 1, he's got Abdul Carter. I think at that point, that is not shocking. No one is shocked anymore that maybe there's a world where a quarterback doesn't go number 1 here.
No, and especially this year. But I still, it's until that name is handed in, I don't trust any team not to draft a quarterback. You know what I mean? Until I physically see whoever it might be, Titans, handing that slip in, it'll be like the winner of the Oscar. I'm not going to know until they open that envelope because there's always, I got to get a quarterback. I got to get a quarterback.
Number 2, the Cleveland Browns. Travis Hunter, also skipping out on quarterback.
Man, see, this makes too much sense. We're expecting common sense to take over the NFL draft because this is actually the correct way things should go.
And now, mind you,
Travis Hunter might not be the 2, but as far as quarterbacks,
I've talked to Lance about this a lot, and when he does his mock, like a lot of this is stuff that he's talking to.
He's telling you what he thinks they're going to do, not whether it should be that way.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that.
He's talking to his guys at these teams. He's got connections with all these teams. They usually won't give out like the name of a player. They'll give traits that they're looking for and positions that they're looking for, and then he'll just kind of make his assessments from there. Number 4, Armand Mimbo, who's the tackle from number 3, I didn't say, Cam Ward to the Giants.
Okay, so finally we get a quarterback taken. Do you think that Travis Hunter, amongst all of these guys, Travis Hunter is the ultimate hole card?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is truly beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of teams out there that look at him and going, no, it's just I can't afford to miss a pick. So whoever is tagged by his eye, that's the team I think is most likely either throwing smoke screens up or most likely to make a deal because he's the most variable of all of them.
Something I've thought about, and I guess I didn't really picture it like this before because the Travis Hunter defenders have couched it to me as he can play both ways in the NFL, which I say is impossible.
Well, even if but that doesn't mean he can do it well.
But one of the things that I didn't really give thought to, but I should, is let's say you draft him and you say, okay, you're going to be our number 1 cornerback. You're going to cover the best guy every game.
Which is what I would do.
That's what I would do, too.
I'm drafting him.
And let's say after 2 years you come to realize this ain't going to work. You don't have to throw him out because now you can say,
man. Okay, I'll tell you
now
why.
you can say you're a receiver. We're going to try this.
Because other variables come into play and draft order is one of them. I'm going to have to pay you, no matter how I think you are, if I want to keep you, like you're the number 5 pick overall. You know what I mean? If I keep you.
Listen, a lot of top 5 picks get thrown out of the.
And I would see that to me that
it just gives you a second chance at life, is what I'm saying. Like if after 2 years you're not a cornerback, we can try you at receiver, and maybe you're not a total waste.
I'll take that argument if I'm drafting at 28. Man, you're right. That now you're talking at 28. I can roll the dice and turn this into a 1 and a 2 or so. At number 5.
But you never hope.
I can't do that.
If you draft a guy at 2, you never expect him to be a bust.
That's what I'm saying.
But the truth is, these guys bust out sometimes.
But you're going to tell me I'm going to stunt his growth by 2 more years, and then I'm going to go, okay, now you're a cornerback. Get back on the other side of the line and go practice.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if it didn't work out, instead of just saying, well, you're cut.
I get your argument. I think that is a valid but it is the last of your 3 arguments why you draft him. And oh, by the way, the last thing is if all things fail and we're wrong on the first 2, he's an athlete enough to maybe we can find him another position. Well, if that's the fallback for you, I'll buy that. But there better be 2 or 3 other better scenarios out there.
Well,
you better tell me he's going to be a top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's your hope is one or the other. He's elite.
Well, I can go get that. I don't have to worry about if there's an if. I can go get a guy who's specialized in that position, and I'm not going to worry about whether he might want to change his mind and not happy on that side of the ball. See, that's why I think when you peg a guy like that to a team, I think that's the team that's most likely either blowing smoke or ready to make a deal because you can't be that sure.
Or you're the Browns and you just don't do
or you're
things
just stupid.
Right. Yeah. 3rd, the Giants, Cam Ward. 4th, Armand Mimbo to the Patriots. He's the offensive tackle from Missouri, which is he seems to be the guy who's moving up as Will Campbell falls because he's got short arms. Teteroa McMillan, the wide receiver, number 5 to Jacksonville.
So that's a bit of a surprise. It
is, especially because they took a receiver last year, and he's like Brian Thomas is already like probably a top 15 receiver in the league.
I get the pick. It's a luxury pick, but I get the pick.
6, the Raiders, Jalen Walker, the Georgia edge rusher. 7, Jets, Will Campbell, offensive line. 8, Panthers, Mykel Williams, Georgia edge rusher.
Dude, Zerline's, this is too smart. Teams aren't going to draft this smart.
9, Shamar Stewart, A&M edge rusher. 10, Josh Simmons, Ohio State tackle.
In the top 10, we have 2 skill positions taken. And no Shador.
You have Travis Hunter and Cam Ward.
So 2 of the top 10.
Oh, and McMillan.
Oh, McMillan. 3 of the top 10 are skill. And really, Travis Hunter could be non-skill. 8 linemen taken in the
7.
first 10?
Yeah, 7.
Oh, if that's the case, there's been a sudden virus of brilliance going across the NFL. Is that unprecedented?
It certainly hasn't been that way in a long time.
I'm down for it. I just can't imagine that would happen.
But like you said, no Shedeur Sanders yet. 11, San Francisco, Mason Graham, Michigan D tackle.
So that also tells me a lot about negotiations with Brock Purdy. If Zuerlein is doing his due diligence, that tells me a little bit there.
12, Ashton Jeanty, Cowboys.
I was saying before the show came on, the more I see a Jeanty, I think there's an obvious separation. It's him. You can talk about North Carolina back. You can talk about others, but there's one back that is a first-rounder. That's it.
Dolphins, 13, Nick Emenwari, the safety from South Carolina.
Wow.
14, Colts, Tyler Booker, outside linebacker from Alabama. 15, Falcons, Mike Green, edge rusher from Marshall. 16, Texans, Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive line.
So now we're at 15.
Texas.
And 12
We're through 16 now.
16 and 12 of them, or 13 of them are linemen. All right.
Okay, here we start to get some more skill guys. 17, Bengals take Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State. 18, Seahawks, Matthew Golden, Texas, the wide receiver.
Wow. Good to be fast.
19, James Pierce Jr., edge rusher, Tennessee to the Bucks. 20, Broncos, Colston Loveland, Michigan tight end. So you're noticing we're at 20, still no Shedeur Sanders.
That's crazy.
21, Pittsburgh Steelers, Will Johnson, corner, Michigan.
See, that might have been a place.
22, Chargers, Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, Michigan. 23, Packers, Jahdae Barron, Texas, cornerback. 24, Baltimore Ravens, Josh Connerly, tackle, Oregon. 25, Luther Burden, receiver, Arizona Cardinals, the receiver from Missouri.
Yeah.
26, the Rams, Jahad Campbell, linebacker, Alabama. 27, Maxwell Hairston, cornerback, Kentucky. That's for Minnesota. 28, the Lions, Azare Thomas, cornerback from Florida State. 29, trading back into the first round, the Cleveland Browns, Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado.
I hope he gets a call from Baker.
I mean,
hey, man, I'll tell you where you can live. Don't live in the stadium. They'll make commercials about it.
I saw something that there was, of course, there was an unnamed scout who was saying that Shedeur came off as arrogant.
Oh, I guarantee you he did.
I mean, I've heard things about Shedeur that are, quite frankly, the opposite. Like, considering his background, like he's way more down to earth than you would expect him to be.
Well, I don't mind if my quarterback's arrogant. I kind of want him to be a little bit of I'm better than you.
Yeah,
I want that, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did. So you've heard the other side of it.
I have. I've heard that Shedeur's actually like a pretty down to earth dude, but I don't know. I mean, it could also be.
To me, knowing what. I mean, how could you not be if you're an 18-year-old multimillionaire?
Right.
You know,
and your dad's famous.
What else would you expect from a guy like that?
Yeah. 30, Bills, Walter Nolan, Mississippi D tackle. 31, Nick Scorton, the edge rusher from A&M to the Chiefs. And the Bears, who trade with the Eagles, take Gary Zabel, an offensive lineman from North Dakota State.
If that holds true, if it does, it will be the most intelligent draft of my lifetime. If that draft holds true and Shedeur falls, the Travis Hunter one, we could, we'll leave that for time to judge. But if we're talking about a draft that is dominated, not just but dominated by interior linemen.
Yeah. Defensive tackles and, guards. It's wild.
It will be, by every measure, boring as all get out.
Yep.
But every fandom, after the initial shock of yawn, who's that, I think wakes up the next day going, my goodness, who's in control? Finally, somebody is making a decision not just about today, but for 5 years from now.
They're making decisions not based on jersey sales. They're actually trying to make their team better. Of course, in this scenario, the Cowboys also pick a running back. No.
Well, again, it is a position of need. And if you are looking at running backs, and I'm no judge, you tell me you think they're good, and I'll trust the guys that I've seen make good choices. To me, in my eye, he is so much further ahead than the other backs. And I know that they're comparing North Carolina back, and there's one other that I've seen brought up. And there's the Texas backs that you can get in the third and fourth round that look a lot like Jeanty. But if you are looking for a back, he is the back this year.
Well, here's what I've noticed. Last year,
I don't know that Walter Payton could have had success running behind that Cowboys
That's true.
line.
That's very true.
And that's why I'm like.
But you do need the back. And, eventually you'd have to get him. And I know a good line makes an average back look really good.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, maybe you can get a great back that just looks average until we get an offensive line.
Well, I'm curious how much of this Shedeur stuff has to do with perception of who he is as a person versus football acumen.
Well, what do you think? Is that a good thing? Would you be willing, if you were a losing franchise, and let's pick an average one, not the Cleveland team that's already rife with turmoil and issues. Let's say you're Jacksonville.
Okay.
Would you be willing to bite off what you know is coming? Because it's coming. It might be good stuff, but it's going to certainly come. The media circus that Shedeur will bring, at least early on.
I mean, Jacksonville's paid for their quarterback. They can't.
Well, I'm just saying that
if you're a random team.
If you're a random team that needs a quarterback, but not desperately, but if you draft Shedeur Sanders, that there's going to be a certain circus that's going to come with it. Would you be willing to put up with that in a mid-level market, knowing, there's the Jerry Jones idea that any publicity is good, but do I want to put up with that?
Yeah, well, and I've made myself clear on how I feel about all the quarterbacks in this draft. I wouldn't use a first-round pick on any of them. That includes Cam Ward. That includes Shedeur Sanders. Like, I think all of these guys top out at, like, second-round talents. But I also understand that if you don't have a quarterback, you're not even a real team. If I'm Cleveland, who is a middle-of-the-pack, like a Joe Average they're probably well below Joe Average
They
franchise.
are, but they seem cursed. It just seems like they've built on an Indian graveyard.
I mean, they did
no matter what.
They took Johnny Manziel knowing that that's what would come with it. And I'd bet $1 million Johnny Manziel was much more arrogant and entitled than Shedeur Sanders.
And less talented. Physically, he does not have the arm that Shedeur does. Now there's the unquantifiable thing that the Shedeur will never have. But it just, of all the places where it's possible for him to land, you go, please not Cleveland. Literally, if you are his dad and you go, of all 32 teams out there, please not Cleveland.
Okay, well, here's the question. If this does happen and he starts falling and you get past 20, do you stop worrying about where you're playing and just say, man, I hope I get picked in the first round?
Well, of all the people that could withstand going to a practice squad and, isn't chasing enough money just to live, he's the guy. I mean, if you think you want to be an NFL quarterback and you're not going to make it in the first round and it's all about locale and you want to be able to grow into it, dude, don't get drafted or go. You've got plenty of time and plenty of money to continue to grow yourself as an NFL player.
Yeah.
He's ideally equipped to land someplace and work his way through because money ain't an issue.
No, I agree. To me, I'll be honest, I think a place that would be ideal for Shedeur Sanders or for Cam Ward for that matter is like New Orleans, where they have a Derek Carr and they can say, okay, Derek Carr is going to be our quarterback this year. Derek Carr won't be here after next year, so give yourself a year to get to acclimate to the NFL lifestyle, things like that, and let our quarterback coach work with you. But that's not the way the NFL works anymore.
It's not.
The way the NFL works now is Cam Ward gets drafted to the Giants. Cam Ward starts week 1 and then
gets destroyed.
It's sink or swim. And it's like we've seen a couple of these guys. Jaden Daniels swam like no one's ever swam. C.J. Stroud did. But those guys are the exception to the rule. There's a lot more Zach Wilsons and Trey Lances than there are C.J. Strouds and Jaden Daniels. So
if I was his dad, the best thing that could happen to Shedeur is a second-round draft pick. Zero expectation. You're landing someplace that there's already a dude there that you're expected to take his job. Not this year. But this is your job imminently.
Yeah.
And we'll slowly get you in there. There'll be zero expectations of win. We're not going to Bryce you. We're not going to put you out there to imminently fail. That's the place to be. And by Zerline's draft pick, he'll probably land in a place that is amenable if it's not Cleveland.
But also, man, Shedeur Sanders, there's a lot of things about him that make me think he's more NFL ready than your typical quarterback. Like, he's a very accurate passer. He's a very you've said it before. You're not going to find guys who are better coached than him. This guy's had all the best coaching. This guy is more prepared than just about anybody. I still question what the ceiling is for him. But And again, if I had to take any quarterback in round one, you put a gun to my head and said take a quarterback in round one, it might be Shedeur Sanders. I might take him over Cam Ward. But I just don't. I don't look at any of these guys as like franchise-changing dudes.
And at that point in the second round, and I'm thinking, Jackson Dart's there now. Now I can compare probably apples to apples. And now I'm getting to the position where if I'm truly comparing, I might go another direction and just take a different quarterback.
If Shedor's there in round two, I would take Shedeur.
Well, my thought is if he's fallen that far, there's a flaw there that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
That something he's said or done something. There was a test that he failed. There was a skill he hasn't mastered where everybody knew it and he fell. And if he's in the second round and he's fallen that far and Dart is still there, you go, well, there's a quantifiable thing. I don't think that's going to happen. I can't imagine him getting out of the first round. And I do believe if he's sitting around for Cleveland, they're going to take him. They'd be crazy not to. It just doesn't seem like the kind of place, if I was Dion, I'd want my kid to land in.
Claymore says Jets are taking Sanders. Connect the dots. Remember last year the Jets took Jordan Travis.
Yeah.
And the Jets the Jets seem very high on Jordan Travis. Like when they decided they were moving on from Aaron Rodgers, all the scuttle out of Jets camp is that Jordan Travis is developing nicely. And remember, he couldn't do anything last year because he was rehabbing. Yeah. But
even if he wasn't, this is no time to draft another quarterback for the Jets. There are other needs. Go find an old dude to weather the storm, man.
The Jets need something, obviously.
Yeah, but and the quarterback's one of them, unless some kind of miracle happens. But there's so many other needs. Why add to the circus?
And Gilbert says if for some reason Sanders is in round two, Dallas should take him. Anybody who takes Shedeur Sanders in round two, I'm not going to be mad.
Yeah.
But someone said if Shedeur falls to the Cowboys, Jerry will take him. No, he won't. You can't. You literally can't. You've got too much invested in Dak, and you've got too many other holes. All right, I got to tell you guys about Cerebral. If you are, you spend any kind of time scrolling through social media, you're going to see all the terrible things going on in the world. You're going to see all the things terrible people are saying about the things going on in the world, and it can be overwhelming at times. But sometimes instead of getting wrapped up on what else is going on in the world, things that are out of your control, it can be really helpful to just take 45 minutes focusing on how you're doing. And Cerebral makes it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medications personalized to you. And the best part is they offer in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. For me personally, I've been going through a major life transition. I moved to a new town by myself. My family's still 2,000 miles away, and I've had to manage the travel back and forth. It's not always easy. But sometimes it just helps to have someone to kick things around with, someone to let you know what this is what I've got anxiety about, and you're no longer society is no longer looking down on people who look for help. And Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. They're also a proud official sponsor of the Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health just as important. And Cerebral helps you build a strong foundation for your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with your insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For JD Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you at johndeere.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-292-7788. 800-292-7788.
For decades, Rudy's has been serving Texans incredible barbecue. But they've also been a community champion as well. And now when you visit any of their 4 San Antonio locations, just make a $10 donation to the Puppy Food Bank. And you'll receive a certificate valid for $15 in free barbecue and 2 soft drinks. So do the numbers. That's a $22 value for just $10. You'll enjoy great barbecue for less, and Puppy Food Bank can save more pet lives. Thank you, Rudy's.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Calling all flag football fans. HEB and the Dallas Cowboys are hosting the first annual Dallas Cowboys Flag Football Classic presented by HEB. On March 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., head to the Star Soccer Complex in San Antonio to watch local youth flag football teams take the field, hang with Rowdy at the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame trailer, and more. For more details, visit DallasCowboys.com/HEB flag today.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
It's been a great day.
It has been a good day.
Ryan Eagle's been on a bit of a high because he actually did some handyman stuff at the house all by himself and got a very simple job done in about 30 minutes.
My only problem was that when I was there, I think the dogs were a little afraid to go out. Yeah, they've seen me work before.
Well,
I'm not sure if that thing's
trap.
safe.
Ride home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Gonna get myself connected. How about last night? Oklahoma City taking on the Rockets of Houston. Oklahoma City with a 9-point win. No shame, I would say, in the loss, but a little weird for it to be like a rest night for Şengün, Amin Thompson, Dylan Brooks, all at the same time. I'm not saying it's, load management. Felt kind of load managey.
Well, you're only allowed to do it at home, so they did that.
No, they were at Oklahoma City.
Was that Oklahoma City?
Yeah, and they
weren't allowed to load manage.
Well, they listed them with Amin Thompson, right shoulder soreness. Dylan Brooks, right knee contusion. Şengün, lower back soreness. So
I, as a Spur fan, can cast no stone. That's all I can say. I can't say anything because we invented it.
It just seems like they didn't really care about winning that game, which is unfortunate because these are the games that, like, I mean, we were talking about this is an awesome game. It would have been fun to see.
Yeah, but, you see the writing on the wall. Live to play another day.
I guess so. I mean, you say that, but the Rockets aren't exactly in the most comfortable spot anymore.
But I would assume that all three of those injuries are real. But there's a big – I mean, I shouldn't say injuries, hurts. I think all three of those guys are hurt. Now, I don't know how badly they're injured. So, I mean, you can justify it. But also, you live to fight another day. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, and you get some guys an opportunity to play that probably hadn't. I watched a fair amount of that game.
Jock Landale got in the game. And,
we've had our taste of Jock here in San Antonio. I watched a bit of that game. Houston played well. It wasn't like they – I like my chicken on the bone. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they didn't show up with effort, and sometimes that's enough for a coach. I don't fault what the Rockets did. They're going up against a machine right now.
Well, the Spurs are a machine as well, and they go up against another machine tonight in the Brooklyn Nets. This is a battle of the Titans. This is Godzilla versus Kong. I mean, this is something's got to give. This is an immovable object and the irresistible force, whatever you may want to call it. The Spurs and Nets tonight. After Julian Champagny gets into a brawl, to let you know they're still fighting. I expect the best effort from the Rockets tonight, right? The absolute best.
You mean
or from the Spurs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly. I think that they owe it to themselves to feel good about a win.
What do you think the line is? Nets
I would take the Spurs.
At Spurs.
I'd take Spurs in 4.
That's the number.
Yeah, that's
Spurs minus
right.
4. I don't know if I can lay any number with the Spurs right now because I don't know how serious they are about trying to win basketball games.
I do think coming home does matter, and I do think we saw a little bit of that pepper coming in. I mean, they read the news, they see what's going on. This is not a play out the string scenario, but it kind of is. And I think we're going to get a good taste of De'Aaron Fox for a couple of weeks, and we're going to reevaluate his hand.
I think that's the move.
I think there's a limited time frame for De'Aaron to get some Spurs home minutes in as we get there. So I think there's some value, and let's play as hard as you can. And this is one of those things, don't try to engineer a loss. You don't need to weirdly substitute. I think this is one that you circle. Let's get a W in front of the fans. So I'm looking forward to going. That's what, tomorrow night?
It's tonight.
Is it tonight?
There was this at one point looked like maybe a tough stretch of games for the for the Spurs, but in fact now if you look at their next 8 games, how many of these would you say are unwinnable?
Well,
home Brooklyn, at Sacramento is probably pretty tough. At Minnesota is pretty tough. Home Dallas twice.
Well, Dallas is a
mess.
Now, yeah.
Home Charlotte, home New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. New Orleans is actually playing quite well. We were the slump buster for them. They kept winning after us. Yeah, I mean, it's not but keep in mind, when we're playing, there's a particular roster. When we play a group of about 6 guys, and I'm not including some of the starters, we're the worst team in basketball. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, they're in the conversation.
I mean, they're horrible. They can't shoot, and they can't rebound. Yeah, I mean, there's only 3 things you really got to do on a basketball court, and they can't do 2 of them.
Yeah.
So there's instances where there's nobody we can beat. Nobody. Evidenced by the Pelicans games. They're terrible.
I mean, I've seen games where the Hornets put out KJ Simpson and Nick Smith Jr. and Daquan Jeffries on the floor as like starters.
I will see you with the Blake Wesley, Malachi Brennan, and Mamu Shkilasvili.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can throw out a pretty lazy, lousy roster if we want to. So, I don't put it past them to lose every game. Now, that's a big ask when you've got a guy like De'Aaron Fox and let's be real, I think we're going to have the Rookie of the Year. I think Steph Castle earned it. That 40-burger, it didn't seal it. There's a long way between here and there, but the good news
shut him down.
Well, the good news is Wemby put them on the national schedule enough to where
Steph have 40?
He had 32, 30,
okay,
and something like that. I say 40-burger, but he had 18 in the first half, and went nuts. And
Yeah.
I think we've got the rookie of the year there, so I do think there's room to let him go on those national games, and we still have a few more scheduled. So I want him to go do. But other than that, man, there is no need to win. I'd just soon see that roster and go down and plan for next year without De'Aaron Fox. And let's not even worry about who's starting, Chris Paul or Steph Castle. Let's not argue about that anymore because W's no longer matter. Development does.
You know how on ESPN.com when you scroll through the schedule, you can see how like it says tickets as low as, and you can get tickets to the games?
Okay, what do we got here? Do we get a free tote bag and a ticket?
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next 7 games. So there's 2 games at the end of March. The game against the Celtics and the game against the Warriors. That the lowest you can get in the building for is $40. But the other games, the other 7 games at home in March, the most expensive in-the-door ticket is $15 against the New York Knicks. Tonight, if you've been saying to yourself, man, I want to take my kids to a Spurs game. I wish I could afford to go to the game, but it's just too damn high. You know the price of Popeye's chicken? Who can afford to take their kids to a Spurs game? Well, ESPN.com says you can get tickets to tonight's game, Brooklyn against the Spurs, for as low as $5 a ticket. $5 a ticket.
Really? Where?
Right here on Vivid Seats. Balcony level 227. Balcony level section 227, row 12. It says here 2 tickets, $5 each.
I'd jump all over that. I don't care who they're playing.
That's what I'm saying. It's if you want to go, now's your chance. Now there's probably going to be some fees, so it'll be a little bit more than $5 per ticket, but it's
$80 per ticket.
it's about as reasonable as it's going to get.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you're looking for entertainment tonight, it could be worth. It says here you can get courtside seats for $200 tonight.
And who are they playing?
The Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn Nets.
Now, ask me who.
Am I going to get to see Spencer Dinwiddie?
Yes. Nope. Yes.
I'm saying $200 for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only Spencer Dinwiddie, you'll see Nick Claxton.
I'll see Big Nick Claxton.
Cam Thomas.
Well, actually, I kind of covet Cam Thomas.
And how about D'Angelo Russell?
What?
That's right.
I hope I'm going to tweet at him.
And if you're lucky, maybe Trendon Watford will make an appearance tonight off the bench. Trendon
A
Watford.
man can dream. A man can dream.
Yeah. I mean, if we're only...
Who's coaching the Nets now?
I've got no idea. Who cares?
It's not Nash anymore, right?
No. Didn't LeBron and Kyrie and those guys... Jordi Fernandez.
Oh, that's right.
It's a made-up person.
He's a Spanish. He speaks Spanish with a lisp.
Spanish.
Oh, no. He's Jordi.
Yeah, he's younger than me, 42 years old.
I didn't think that it's possible to have a team more boring than Spurs without Wemby, and here come the Nets.
Here come the Nets. And
Good
that's
for
why
them.
you can get in the building for $5.
Good for them.
So, just in case.
Trendon Watford, you say?
Claymore says Dinwiddie plays for the Mavericks.
Damn it!
Sorry, man. Yeah. What is the Mavericks G League team? That's what the Mavericks are right now. We saw their injury report. It's so sad.
Did you see credit to Kyrie. He did hit the free throw.
No Gafford, no Kyrie, no AD. Like their whole PJ. Their whole roster is listed as injured. I don't know how the Mavericks are fielding a team. It kind of I don't know. I felt bad for Kyrie last night.
And yesterday they announced. Never think a corporation, no matter what they do, isn't tone deaf. Because the Dallas Mavericks read the room.
Deaf.
They read the room. They saw their fandom. And they saw that now was the time to raise their ticket prices on average 8.5%.
That's crazy.
They announced yesterday in the midst of all this.
And listen, man, I
they're
know
raising their ticket prices.
You don't make those decisions overnight. I'm sure this was planned for months. But boy, it's really hard to say that out loud right now.
That's a really. Can you imagine you're head of the Mavericks PR, and they go, "Okay, now's
the time to tweet. Send out this email to our season ticket holders.
Send out request for coverage."
Claymore says Texas Legends is the G League affiliate.
That's right.
That sounds about right. Yeah,
Lieberman used to coach them.
Well, that's the Mavericks' actual roster right now is the Texas Legends. It is in rough shape. Yeah, if I'm a Mavs season ticket holder, I'm out. I'm at least saying like, hey, once you fire Nico, maybe I'll come back. Like you gotta speak with your wallet, but it's easier said than done. All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back. I've got a complaint about college basketball when we come back. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. All heck is breaking loose on the roadways. Just be very careful if you need to be out and about this early morning. 35 southbound Olympia Parkway to 1604. Now that's road work that's causing over an hour delay, 70 minutes. Roadway reduced to one lane. 35 northbound Tupperwine, that's a stall, left lane. Southbound 35 Benz Engelman, accident, right lane. On 35 northbound, that connector to get onto 410. We've got a wreck. The right lane of that ramp closed. 410 westbound at Babcock, accident, left lane. A crash at I-10 westbound at Hildebrand has two right lanes blocked. 281 southbound Hildebrand, accident, right lane. And a closure on Wetmore, northbound, southbound Broadway to Wurzbach Parkway with an accident. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Something amazing is happening in data management. Even though storage needs are constantly changing, companies are only paying for what they need now. That's because CDW customized a Pure Storage Evergreen One SLA-driven storage-as-a-service solution that delivers enterprise-grade hybrid cloud storage that is effortless, efficient, and evergreen. Simplify storage administration with Pure Storage and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/purestorage.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Start your wellness journey with the YMCA. Join any Monday in March and enjoy no joining fees. Get a sneak peek of what the Y has to offer as their guest on Monday, March 17th. Don't miss out. No join fees any Monday in March. Join the YMCA today and save towards your wellness journey.
GimmeTheVin.com big cash giveaway. We're going to take all the cars that we buy and we're going to add $25,000 additional in the month of March. It might be a $1,000 car. It might be a $100,000 car. But you're going to get $25,000 more dollars if you're the winner. You can't afford not to shop us. Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress. Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees. That ain't nice.
Ain't nice.
Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Build your business with a partner you can trust. The Home Depot. When you join Pro Extra, you get lower than shelf pricing and dedicated support to help you streamline your business and stay on budget. Get dedicated pro support for supply sourcing, custom orders, large equipment rentals, and more. At the Home Depot, we supply the support your job needs with the level of service your business deserves. The Home Depot, how pros get more done.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm cursing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/award.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Heartbreaker Soul Shaker. Vic, now you're messing with a son of a bitch. Wonder why when they were thinking about writing this song,
right?
They were chasing radio play. They figured, you know what?
Yeah.
What's the name of this band?
Nazareth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now you're messing with a son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Boy, that's some dirty 70s rock right there.
Oh, yeah. Now you're messing with a son of a bitch.
They're singing about the STD they just got.
I tend to agree with Claymore on this one. I don't think the Mavericks are going anywhere. I mean, it's
as currently situated, but let's not discount the fact when they're fully healthy, that's about 35 foot a starter.
Well, they're talking about like the idea of the Mavericks leaving Dallas. That's not going to happen.
No, that's silly. That's silly talk.
And the Vegas thing, Vegas is going to get a team. Seattle is going to get a team. More likely, those are going to be teams that don't exist.
Yeah,
right
they're new
now.
teams. They'll be buying for that.
Yeah, I don't think that if a team were to move to Vegas, it wouldn't be the Mavericks.
Memphis is the most likely candidate.
Yeah. And from what I understand, if Memphis were to move, they'd end up in Nashville.
Yeah.
So I don't think Dallas is going.
No,
anywhere.
I don't. That's not even a question.
No,
Dallas ain't going. It's too valuable.
Yeah, that's you can't not have you can't not have a team in that market.
And you know what, Maverick fan, get used to it. Sometimes your administration sucks and they do stupid things. You're not the first one to have guys just pulled out from underneath you.
I'm looking at the UIL boys state basketball schedule. You were talking about this. The teams I'm seeing here. What's the team you were talking about?
The best team in San Antonio, nationally ranked Brennan, is in Houston. They're playing at Texas Southern. I don't remember who it is. I felt like it was a A-Leaf team.
They're playing Bel Air.
Oh, it's playing Bel Air. Well, that's a legendary program.
So that is today. Allen and Duncanville, and then Bel Air versus San Antonio Brennan. There's also 6A Division II has San Antonio Harlan playing in it. And I'm seeing 5A Division II has San Antonio Alamo Heights. So we're well represented. Any more? Oh, San Antonio Cole is still in the 3A Division II.
That's where Shaq went.
Okay. Yep. And I think that's it. I might, if they're not called San Antonio something, there may be some teams sneaking by me that I don't know that they're a San Antonio school. But I feel like for the most part, I know where most of these schools are, and I think that's all of the ones that are still in.
Brennan sits currently number 4 in the country.
Okay. So are they favored to win the whole thing, or are they? Would they?
Allen is probably favored just because they're bigger. They're 8th in the country.
I saw something that Allen and Duncanville are playing in, like, the tickets to that game sold out in like 30 seconds because they're playing in an arena that holds 2,500 people, and it's like they were my Cedric Golden, who writes for the Statesman. I used to work with him. And he was like, this could sell out a small college arena. Why are we playing it in this venue?
I agree. I know where they're playing. They're playing probably in their DeSoto home gym, which is a pretty good size.
It's a neutral gym, is what it said. Yeah,
probably the smartest move.
But
they could go play.
He was suggesting the Dickey Center in Fort Worth.
Yeah,
like is a good size venue. That would be the place to do these big 6A basketball games. So is Brennan favored to win the whole thing?
Brennan. Well, Allen, again, has a little bit more size. But Brennan is – they've got a point guard on their Kingston is his first name, who might be – I'll just go ahead and say it. Since Shaq, he's probably the best recruit to come out of San Antonio. We've sent out a couple since then. Artie Griffin going to Bama, and we've sent some others into some big schools. Recently, Langston Love and some of those that have gone to bigger schools. But as far as recruitment, we've haven't seen the likes of this. For 30 years.
When's the last time San Antonio had a state champion?
Oh, we get them. It's not uncommon. Basketball, we've had a few. Now, and in football, it's not uncommon, but obviously you're dealing with Houston and Dallas. I'm trying to think the last team to bring. Jay won one about 20 years ago, but we've had one since. And I'm sure a Brigade Bar would catch up with that, and I'm kind of embarrassed.
Where's Harlan High School?
That's that brand new one down on the southwest side of school.
Okay.
In the southwest school district.
And I know where Alamo Heights is. What was the other one I was saying? Cole. Where's Cole?
That's real close. It's Fort Sam Houston.
Okay, that's a small school.
It's actually on the base.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then. I was like, how's there a 3A school in the middle of the city? But that makes sense. Yeah, so there you go. There's the latest. I will know more tomorrow about how these teams did. I normally don't talk high school basketball, but there you go. Give a little love to the local boys there. Good luck to all those guys.
In fact, we're helping to put on the San Antonio High School All-Star basketball game here in a couple weeks. We're going to have the coaches on next week talking about the state of high school basketball here.
And there you go. And Rob is voting for the Hall of Famers. I mean,
some are born to greatness.
That's right.
Others have it thrust upon them.
And thrust on them by Rob.
And then others just miss a meeting and get nominated. Sometimes just show up and suddenly you're on the committee.
All right. College basketball, Austin P, which is one of the schools that I attended in my younger days.
Are they proud to have you as a distinguished?
I don't think so.
Attendee?
And quite frankly, I'm not proud of them right now.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
First of all, when they played 2 nights ago, they got a win over North Florida, and I noticed the coach was wearing like a salute to the troops hoodie, which makes sense. Oh. Austin P is right outside Fort Campbell, Kentucky. It's in a military town. I get it. Mm-hmm. That was weird. It wasn't what I would like. It wasn't Austin P gear. It was like full military gear. Now, I'm cool. Like I get it. You want to you want to support the troops. That's nice.
Are they going to auction off his hoodie?
I don't know. What I also know is in the first game against North Florida, one of the Austin Peay players puked all over the floor in the middle of the game. Like put his hands on his knees and just vomited.
That sucks.
Now, yesterday, the follow-up matchup.
This is with North Florida again.
No, this is North Alabama now. And I'm not talking about like a hoodie that looks like a military support hoodie. Their coach was wearing a full G.I. Joe costume.
No, you can't do that, man. I'm sorry. That's stolen valor. I'm sorry. You can't do that.
The North Alabama fans were cheering stolen valor.
Yeah,
He's not a veteran.
No, you can't do it.
It's like, dude, wear a pin on your uniform or something. You look crazy. He's wearing full-on fatigues.
I love your intent. You can't
on the
do that.
sideline.
No.
It's crazy. And they lost. They got their ass kicked on top of it.
Great.
Stupid. All right. We back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Joel, it's fantastic to be a local business here in San Antonio.
Sure is, Nigel.
We always say, from the outhouse to the penthouse, we can plumb it and we can cool it.
And all that at a fair price with one easy phone call to 210-651-5899.
See, Joel, I told you I could do it without clowning around.
So what's with the red nose?
You can let go now. That's not funny.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait! Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. It has been a heck of a early morning rush hour. Very busy. We're starting to clear a lot of our trouble. We've still got this trouble spot on 35 southbound at Tupperwine. That's some debris in the roadway left over from an earlier accident. Still have a right lane blocked. They're doing their best to clean that up. The backup still starts at FM 1103, so it's still going to set you back about 35 minutes. On a 37 southbound, the off-ramp to 181, we've got an accident. Off-ramp is partially blocked. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs welcome the Brooklyn Nets into the Frost Center tonight. Tip is set for 7:30. It'll be televised on FanDuel Sports. The NFL is going to be busy today. Franchise tag deadline arrives today at 3 p.m. The Cowboys could franchise Osa Odigizua, defensive tackle. Cowboys guard and soon-to-be Hall of Famer Zach Martin will announce his retirement today at a press conference from the Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 3 of the Morning Huddle. Everybody's talking about the Austin Peay coach. Listen, I don't care. The guy's not a veteran. He's not clearly not active duty.
I'm not mad at him.
I kind of was. Like it was well. I say it's not like I wear around. It's not like I'm one of these people who beats my chest that I did my undergrad at Austin Peay. I'm not like I don't wear gear. It's like it's whatever.
I don't care who you are.
But it was a little embarrassing that a school that I went to has a coach who thinks this was a good idea. Like it's one thing to wear. You want to support the troops. Wear a pin. Wear a wear something on your shirt or anything, man. Yeah. The dude came out in full fatigues.
Well, somebody should have told.
With the hat, and it was crazy.
What was his rank?
Did he have any rank?
I don't think so. I don't think he had any insignia.
Was it an NCO or is he just?
But he
E1.
He literally looked like a G.I. Joe character. Like it was crazy on the sidelines.
I outrank you. Yeah. You sit down, coach.
It's like, dude,
drop and give me 40.
Like I said, the first game so that they were playing in the conference tournament. They're in the Atlantic Sun now. When I was there, they were in the OVC. The Ohio Valley.
Yeah, OVC's still there.
Yeah, but all the good schools that were in the Ohio Valley all left. Like Austin Peay was pretty good. They made some tournaments. They left. Murray State left.
Racers.
Belmont left. They're all gone. It's the Ohio Valley's junk now. But I watched the first game against North Florida, and I saw him wearing that. Again, it wasn't a uniform. It was like it felt like a. But it did have camouflage sleeves.
He's wearing BDUs. He's got BDUs on.
Well, no, yesterday he did. The first day it was like a sweatshirt that was green, and then it had green camouflage.
Like a salute to service hoodie that the NFL would wear. Again, that's what you wear.
And I was okay with that. It was still a little bit weird. I was like, wow, you're taking this whole
But I'm going to
troops thing a little far.
I'm going to give him some excuse. I'll give if his heart was in the right place, if he's trying to put a spotlight on something. But somebody should have counseled him. But you grow up in San Antonio. You're just around the military. Don't do that. You learn from a very early age that stuff is earned. You don't just get it. He probably isn't from that. Now the fact that he's right next door to Fort Campbell, somebody should have told him, like, dude, that's just not a good idea. This is a bad idea.
And I don't watch every game. Clearly, I'm not in on them, but they there's lots of. I've seen him a couple times wearing fatigue pants on the sideline.
Is he one of those coaches we train like the military?
I don't think so. Okay. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. But like I said yesterday, when I saw him wearing full blown gear, okay. I was like, this is crazy.
That's one thing.
He looked like he walked out of a command meeting and straight into war.
What should a basketball coach wear on the sidelines? Would you have a problem? The stolen valor and the sweats thing, that's one thing. But should he be dressed? Should he be in sweats? Should he look like the players like baseball? Should he be in a suit like football guys? What do you expect from your basketball coach?
I don't really care. Not shorts and a t-shirt. I think sweatpants is probably. I don't know. I grew up. I say I grew up. When I first started covering hoops, I worked in Austin, and Rick Barnes was there. And Rick was a slacks and a polo, or occasionally he would wear slacks and a button-up with a tie. He was a well-dressed dude.
Not anymore.
Now he's half zip now, or quarter zip.
All coaches are, because they get the swag. They wear it.
And I think that's kind of the thing. You're a part of it is you've got these sponsorship deals where this is what you wear. I'm guessing the U.S. Army didn't say, hey.
Well, I'm sure he got a call. I imagine somebody with the U.S. Army probably called him, or should call him, and let him know this is probably not the best idea. Heart's in the right place. We'll get you a sweatshirt. We'll give you something with a name and a unit. But this walking around like that, especially
it's wild.
The hat doesn't work for you anyway. And you're indoors, you uncover.
So again, here's a picture of him earlier this season. Now this is Austin Peay branded.
I'll accept that. That's an acceptable garment.
It's not made to look like an official.
But I get
uniform.
That you're paying tribute. I'll accept the half zip.
But yesterday was that's a military uniform he was wearing.
And a hat indoors.
And the hat.
I mean, you can't get much more wrong, man.
It's insane. Yeah. And also that so this is the third time they played North Alabama this year, and none of the times there's a refusal of handshakes at the end of the game. I don't know what's going on. It's
well, you know what? That's a topic for another time.
I don't know what his mentality is here with this.
The handshake after the game's stupid anyway.
But it's go through a handshake line, walk up to the guy, and don't shake his hand. That's
I just don't think you should have to do it. You're just trying to. There's no need. Once you're out of high school, there is no need for a good game. But we're adults here.
Yeah, but either way, I'm against wearing a full-blown costume.
I hope they fix that.
Yeah, it's silly. Let's not be silly when we're and I'm kind of glad they lost. Quite frankly, it's just I don't want to see what was he going to do next. Was he going to wear like a Kevlar helmet?
Or
like
face paint.
Yeah,
That's
it's going to come out in camo.
He's totally in a ghillie suit.
Good Lord.
When you were there, Austin Peay traditionally has a pretty good basketball
Yeah,
program.
they do. They're pretty good.
They pull out of
like I said, they
Kentucky
made the
real well.
tournament every once in a while, but times have changed.
Well, and they'll come back.
Times have changed. Well, I don't know with this coach. Like if I'm a recruit, a basketball recruit, and I show up and you look like
let me tell you something.
Like Major Payne.
Let me tell you, that coach could walk onto Fort Campbell and get himself an NCAA tournament team with dudes that are just living on the base. Trust me. I played against some of those Army All-Star teams. Ooh, there's some ballers.
I played I played with some of it. Like I played a little basketball when I was in the Army there. I was bench fodder, but I was just a bigger person, so they liked having me out there. But so, like one of the guys I played with was a former walk-on at TCU. One of the guys I played with there went to like UL Monroe maybe, and it really does. You see guys who you think are good at basketball, and then you see guys like that who are like D1 types, and it's like whoa, and then you see like. I used to play pickup ball regularly with a guy who was a walk-on at Texas.
Mm-hmm.
This guy might as well have been Michael Jordan. Like the way he moved with the ball, like he'd sky up and dunk on you like it was nobody. He drained if you weren't directly in his face, he'd stand out there. He looked like Steph Curry if he's shooting by himself. It's like, how is this guy not like the best player in the world? And then you realize every level, it's like
that's why when you're dealing, I tell everybody, by the time you're dealing with a guy that's playing in the NBA. He's the best player everybody he knows has ever known or ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they're the legend from where they're from. And for the next 20 years, except for a very exclusive few neighborhoods and areas where they put out pros. For the most part, every guy you meet is a living legend from where they're from.
Yeah. Well, it is fascinating. And
well, as far as skill, it's always – the difference between high school and college, it's just next.
I tell my son that all the time.
You don't know till you know, and you won't know until you're there.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on from small time collegiate basketball. I saw that last night.
We haven't even talked Incarnate Word. Sorry.
Shots fired from old Rob Thompson. I would never have said such a thing, but
that's far beneath you.
I don't do things like that. But we do get into more of these conference tournaments now as the
best time of the year. This is literally this coming up week is where Cinderella looks for her shoe. It's starting this week, and there's going to be 2 or 3 teams that we're going to be talking about for the next month, and it's going to begin with a conference tournament starting on Tuesday of next week.
Yep, Sunbelt gets underway tonight. I want to say the Horizon gets underway tonight. The who else? There's another one.
One shining moment.
Yeah, there's a handful of these. I don't want to say crappy tournaments, but the Patriot League. So yeah, a crappy league tournament. A couple of these get underway tonight. And like I said, a couple have gotten underway the last couple nights, so we're full swing now. It's not the best basketball,
dude,
but it matters to these kids.
There is no better place in the basketball world than that play-in game on Tuesday afternoon between 2 terrible teams that are just one of them is just trying to play one more day. I love those games. Nobody in the building. It's just you. You can hear the coaches screaming and the players bitching because they're both terrible. But one of them is going to have to win. I love those games.
When I wrestled in high school, you could always tell the kids who were if it wasn't a random draw. Now sometimes it was a random draw and anybody could get put into a pigtail match, was what they called like the play-in round.
Mm-hmm.
But usually if it was like a tournament and everybody had, like if it was as the season had gone on, everybody had a ranking and a record, and it was the 2 worst kids who would wrestle the very first match. And like you could see the joy on their face when they won. And I think even they knew in the next round they were going to take on one of the better wrestlers and they were going to get their ass kicked. But
for one day,
for one moment, like their parents got to watch them win a game. They're probably always going to talk about that. Like I won a wrestling match in the
state tournament,
in the district tournament, and And then I got my ass kicked in the next round, but I won that match, and that was a good feeling.
That's what I love the gym on it. It always has to be Tuesday because that's the play-in game.
Yeah.
They're the first teams there. Normally the hotels aren't ready for them. They don't have the rooms ready, but you got to go play the game just hoping to get to stay the night and play one more time.
Yeah, I talked about once when I was in junior high. It was the district tournament, and the pigtail match that was that was lined up to wrestle me in the next round was this kid that hadn't won all year and a girl. And I was like, oh, God. I was really hoping that kid that hadn't won all year would win because I didn't want to wrestle a girl in a district tournament because,
it's no matter what you do,
no good comes from it. But, of course, she smoked him. And then I had to wrestle the girl.
Did you break her arm?
No, I didn't break her arm. Of course I would. Come on, Vic. I wouldn't even be sitting here today if you think I'd tell this story if I didn't win? Good Lord.
And that girl turned out to be Selma Hayek.
Selma Hayek is so much older than me. That girl actually turned out to be professional wrestler China.
That would say of all the things to say, she's too old for you.
No.
You didn't throw the fight to be with her?
Oh, God.
And that girl turned out to be the professional wrestler. China.
Yes.
That girl turned out to be the first transgender.
Oh, stop it.
That's what it is.
And that's why I fight for men's rights, to make sure that women are not competing in men's sports today.
I'm just glad I could play a role in history.
Yeah.
Oh, now that's what happens. Now I think there is girls wrestling, and now there's going to be some kid, and, he's going to be like, oh, got to wrestle another girl. Well, friend, that's because you're in the girls' bracket. But that's neither here nor there. That's political stuff for you guys to figure out. But yeah, that's the worst case scenario is having to wrestle a girl. But there was that you kind of felt happy for her. She won a match. That's what I feel for these crappy teams. And quite frankly, Austin Peay was one of them the other night. Mm-hmm. They played a play-in game against North Florida, and they won. And I was like, okay, well, that's good. At least you're not the first. The good news for them was they weren't the first team eliminated from being able to be in the play.
Hey, man, at the end of the year, you're looking for anything to keep you motivated. Seriously, anything.
Yep. And now it's way more fun when it's bubble teams in the power conferences.
Oh, yeah.
Then it becomes way more fun because it's like, hell, look at North Carolina State. Look no further. A team that was not going to make the tournament who ended up winning the ACC and then went on to the freaking Final Four.
Yeah, like I said, this week there are 4
Was it Elite
teams.
8 or Final Four they made it?
They made it to They made it to the Elite 8 at the very least.
Yeah.
There are 4 teams that are going to start a tournament that really shouldn't even be in the tournament, and that are going to play through and win a championship and knock a team off that's on the bubble, a high D1 team that we know ain't going to go because the tournament that's starting right now.
Well, and also, some of these teams that probably, like Drake, for example, is 27-3. Drake's very much a bubble team, even at 27-3, because they play in the Missouri Valley. And if Drake loses to, say, a Bradley or a Belmont in the Missouri Valley tournament,
Drake's still going.
Maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Drake is still going.
That's the drama of it. That's the drama is now Drake's got to sit there and sweat on tournament announcement on Selection Sunday. And meanwhile, Northern Iowa is comfortably in. And Drake, who's been dominant all year, is like, oh, God, we lost this game. Are we done for it? That's kind of why I love this week.
Yeah, because the early upsets, they pray for non-upsets. The early upsets, they want if everything else goes scratch, they get in. If there's more upsets, the early upsets don't count.
Yep. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll get into some professional foosball talk. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm going to go see Dr. Jacob Torres today at the Institute for Functional Health. It won't be for my weight loss program. This is just a general catch-up. We're going to talk about my knee. That's why I like going to the Institute for Functional Health. It is a one-stop place. I began going to see Dr. Torres and his great staff about 8 years ago. It was about weight loss. That was the only reason I walked in. I didn't know anything about the functional side of the functional health part of the Institute, and got to know Dr. Torres on a personal level, and he kind of convinced me to start something I didn't think I'd ever be able to do, and as our relationship grew, they became my general practitioner as well. I go see Dr. Torres and his great staff for everything, but the reason I start is the reason you should begin. It's their weight loss. See, Dr. Torres got into medicine with an idea that most medicine kind of gets in the way of health, if you know what I mean. His idea about getting you off medications, I've never heard a doctor so eager to get you off the medications in a healthy way. And his first step for all of his patients is, how's your weight? If you're overweight, you're dealing with issues that you cannot fix until you lose the weight. And he has put together a program that works for us. It matters how you do it, because those of us that have tried other things, there's a rebound effect. Now that you got a bunch of friends and people that are taking shots, it does work for them. Doesn't work for everybody. And there's a long-term thing to think about. Can you maintain that when the shots are over? That's why Dr. Torres has been so successful. If it's time to lose weight, a doctor's told you, a friend's told you, you're just tired of looking in the mirror, what you're seeing, I want you to call him today. Let him explain to you why he's been so successful and what he can do for you to help you lose the weight you need. Now, this is not going to be the easiest thing you've ever done, but it'll be the best thing for you. Call him today. The number's 210-468-1891. His website's IFFhealth.com. It's a great resource. But call him today and find out what I know. When you start losing that weight, come on by and you can thank me later.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or in third-party delivery platforms.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Old Spice Swagger Body Wash will make you the MVP of freshness and confidence. With its irresistible scent, it will transform your shower experience, leaving you feeling fresh on and off the field. Pair it with Old Spice Swagger Deodorant, the #1 aluminum-free brand that keeps you feeling like a Super Bowl champion 24/7 when used daily. But don't wait. This dynamic duo is available at Costco for a limited time only. Old Spice, official deodorant partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59, where freshness meets football greatness.
Sell your car to America's best car buyer. GiveMeTheVin.com, and you may be the one that gets an extra $25,000 in your pocket. We are giving away 20 person that sells their car to GiveMeTheVin.com in the month of March. GiveMeTheVin.com, big cash giveaway. You can't afford not to try it.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So, how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
These days, it feels like everyone is talking about how the American dream of homeownership has become out of reach for so many of us. Well, Rocket is trying to give us more of a chance to own our homes. They're making homeownership simpler and more accessible to more people, turning renters into owners. Rocket believes that every one of us deserves a shot at the American dream. So, are you ready? Own the dream. Visit Rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, so many things happening with the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons, Osa Odigizua. We got to ask Shereen Williams what's going on.
Plus, Zay Frazier had a great workout at the Combine. The former UTSA Roadrunner will tell us about it when he joins us at 2:35.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I love this song.
Yeah. Of course you do.
You don't like this song?
I don't dislike it. I like
Man,
it.
this
But
song.
it's sung by a teenage girl, so
This was a grown woman, Katy Perry.
sounds like a teenage girl.
She got the eye of the tiger.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is like a. This will get you hyped up. You help me. What was that?
Oh, I'm playing the video.
Oh,
Get it?
I don't like that. When I got up, hey, you hear it sound. I got up, hey. Oh, she's had enough. See it now. I got the eye of the tiger, the fire, dancing through. Oh, come on, Rob. She's a champion. And you're gonna hear me roar louder than a lion. Oh!
Dude.
You're gonna hear me roar.
You and those 12-year-old girls.
You'll hear me roar. Oh man.
Oh,
this
man.
show, the rest of the show is gonna be so good now. I feel it. Vic.
Good.
Damn, man, you got me hyped now.
That did it, huh?
Yes.
Yep.
My
Little
goodness.
Katy Perry's all you needed.
Whoa, I feel like a new man. Franchise tag news. The Bengals franchise T. Higgins for the second year in a row. That means he will make $26.2 million this season.
You think he's happy or sad? You think he woke up today and found out that they were going to tag him? Did he escape
what could have been a terrible move like Dante did when he left for greener pastures, or is he mad that he has been corralled yet again for a paltry $26 million?
I mean, I can't imagine you're upset about that. But what I will say is, by all accounts, and we remember when Joe Burrow said out loud he wanted T. Higgins to stay.
Yeah.
By all accounts, they were still working on a long-term situation for him.
And I still think that's a possibility. This isn't over.
And if I'm T. Higgins, well, I know T. Higgins probably thinks that he'll be good wherever he goes. I think in the back of T. Higgins' mind, he's aware that being with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is the best possible thing for him. And if he were to not be around those guys...
You mean a losing team?
Yes. Like if he were to go to, let's say, I'll take all the money and I'm going to go to the Raiders.
Well, like we saw, we've seen receivers go places it didn't work out, and maybe there was a cautionary tale there. But I also know that most wide receivers are divas, and they think they're the best dude in the room, no matter what you might think or stats be damned. I'm just curious if the guy woke up this morning mad that the system foiled what could have been a $100 million deal, or is he overwhelmed that he gets to stay where he was, he's guaranteed the money, and he gets to do this all again next year.
Now, the downside is Alex Kappa, the offensive lineman.
Oh, he's gone.
He got released yesterday. Now, if you remember, Alex Kappa, when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl and they lost, remember that was the year Joe Burrow got sacked like 20 times in the playoffs?
And that was the fix.
They said, we're going to fix the offensive line. And as soon as the window opened, they said Alex Kappa was the first signing. And
he wasn't awful.
Well, in 2023, Kappa ranked 60th out of 62 players in pass block win rate. Last year, he was 64 out of 64 in that statistic.
Oh, well, all right. So there's no shock here.
Right. They also released Sheldon Rankins.
Well, that's the guy.
$9.6 million cap savings there. And it was a 5.9. No, it's a 17.6 by cutting Kappa. So they've opened up about $26 million. But again, you're cutting guys out of the trenches to make room for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And I think Trey Hendrickson too. I think, but again, if I had to choose between Jamar Chase, Trey Hendrickson, and T. Higgins, you say one of these guys has to go. There's not really a discussion. It's T. Higgins. It's real easy. Like, Jamar Chase is probably the best wide receiver in the NFL. Trey Hendrickson is, if not the best pass rusher in the NFL, he's a top 3. Those types of players don't grow on trees. Number 2 wide receivers, you can find one.
This is all about Joe Burrow. And I don't blame them for appeasing Joe Burrow. He's the reason we're talking about Cincinnati.
And you know what? If Joe Burrow says receiver's more important than offensive line, then good luck, Joe Burrow.
That's what. Well, no, I got to keep my Joe Burrow happy.
Yeah.
You know, I got good luck to you.
You got to keep him healthy too.
That's the thing. Now, Joe, you're going to have to lift some more weight, so we're going to have to pad you up a little bit more. But we're going to go get what you want. I understand what they did, and they did it the best way possible. But I'll say this: if they let this go in with this kind of cap hit from him without negotiating a longer term deal, because they've done him a solid. Now it's his turn to do them a solid by giving them some cap relief for the next 2 years.
Yeah, but also, man, it's always tough when you got to go ask the guy who's clearly one of the best guys in the world at what he does. Hey, we need you to take less money.
No, I'm not saying take less money. Take money down the road. I'm going to pay you every penny. In fact, I might overpay you if you'll take a lot of it in 3 years instead of now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I've done you a solid. I've franchised you. You're going to get $26 million this year. That's coming. But what I want to do is in 3 years, I want it to be nothing or so much so that I'm going to cut you and you'll be happy to leave. But there's no way they can survive. They know it. We know it. You can't do this. You can't do this and expect to be a winning football team.
My guess is when we talk about franchise tag, one guy who's happy he's not going to get it is Sam Darnold. Minnesota, according to sources, according to Adam Schefter's sources, Sam Darnold is unlikely to be franchised ahead of the deadline, which is 3:00 today, by the way.
I'll tell you this. With Sam Darnold, with every passing minute, he's making less money.
You think so?
Oh, with every passing minute. With every second, he is cooling off. Because with every second, everybody's going to look at the last 2 games and not the first 15.
Minnesota is still working to re-sign Darnold, but likely without a franchise tag.
Which means he's losing money.
He won 14 games won 14 games last year after winning a total of 21 games in his first 6 seasons.
I think that the realization will set in when it really comes time when we're offering Sam Darnold $38 million. I mean, seriously, there's going to be somebody in a room going, now, wait a minute, before we make this phone call, everybody in agreement, we're offering Sam Darnold $120 million. Now, everybody in on this because this is the noose we're putting around our neck.
Mind you, he was 5th in the league in passing yards last year, 4,300 passing yards, 5th in the league in touchdown passes. He had 35. But the 2 most important games of the season, the game against the Lions that could have gotten them home field advantage, and the game against the Rams in the playoffs, he took 11 sacks, and they lost those 2 games by a combined score of 58-18.
I'm telling you, with every passing second, he is losing money.
But you know what? Whatever it is, he's gonna be in a better place than we thought he was gonna be.
He's gonna make more money over the next 2 years than he thought was gonna be for the rest of his career. That's a given.
I think when Sam Darnold went to Minnesota, we all looked at it as, well, he's off to pasture. He's a full-time backup now. Mm-hmm. For him, whatever the case is going to be, Sam Darnold is going to be a starting quarterback somewhere week 1 next year.
Yeah, this is I'm not denigrating him. This is an all-out win. But what I am saying is, his highest earning potential was the moment he was available to sign. Because with every passing second, we get more time to think about, this is still Sam Darnold.
Elsewhere, the Philadelphia Eagles have released 6-time Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay. It's going to be a post-June 1st transaction, saving the Eagles $4.3 million against the cap. They have a bunch of guys hitting free agency, Zach Bond, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Mekhi Becton. So there had to be cuts somewhere. Darius Slay is one of those cuts. I don't know what Darius Slay is. I mean, he's 34 years old.
He's the guy that needs to play on a Super Bowl contender.
He's been very good for a long time. Mm-hmm. He was an all-pro back in 2017. But, again, he's a 34-year-old cornerback. Yeah. Usually those guys aren't getting better. Eagles understand that. And apparently a lot of people are saying Darius Slay had a big role in making Quinyon Mitchell into what he became, kind of put him under his wing.
He's going to be on a roster. I just think he's going to be he's going to fill a need. You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody's going to get hurt, and then they're going to go get
Or he's going to be a guy who's he's going to look at a team and say, hey, I'll play for cheap for this team that's got a chance to do something.
He's a benefit.
It's funny because now he's got a Super Bowl ring. There's always a chance that he says, I'm going to whoever will pay me the most money. I'll go live in Arizona. If you want to pay me the most money to live in Arizona, fine, I'll do it. I don't know what his priorities are going to be.
I'm not chasing him, but he'll fill a void for somebody if he chooses to do it.
And Sean McVay spoke up about Matt Stafford and said, I'm glad that we got the deal done. But he said there was never a thought that Stafford wouldn't be here next year. He's like, I knew all along there was always going to have to be a decision on our part if he wasn't going to be here, and that was something that I never felt like ever got close, and it was never something that I allowed my mind to go to.
Well, you did let him go shop.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. You might have been very confident he was coming home, but you did let him go look around. So I don't buy that wholeheartedly.
He said, McVay said negotiations were expected because when they made the contract adjustment last year, there was always an understanding that he wouldn't play under the number that was due this coming year. He said, and McVay said that was something we always knew was coming down. And when he felt good with the way the season ended, and obviously we were all ecstatic about him wanting to continue to play and play at a high level, now it's just figuring out the semantics of it. There's no way to put an actual value on what he means, but what does it look like to be able to fit it for the landscape of our football team, where we're at, knowing how many years you want to play, and what does that look like for short and for long term. And I think, fortunately, we were able to come to a compromise and a conclusion that everyone feels really good about, and I think it's a great reflection of him and our group. Here's the positive. Last year it took about 7 months. This year about 3 weeks, so maybe it'll be 2-3 days next year if we have to do this again. So
they're not going to do it again.
Stafford, the only quarterbacks on the roster now, Stafford and Stetson Bennett. He also says he would love to re-sign Jimmy Garoppolo to return to back up Matt Stafford, but he's earned the right to have interest from other teams, and he's going to let him kick the tires. And it sounds like if they can get Jimmy Garoppolo on the cheap, they will. If not, they're going to find somebody else.
I think they both decided, you know what, we're not still completely in love with each other. Let's go look around, see if there's, we might find a spark someplace else. And they went back and said, you know what, that's pretty comfortable. Marriage of convenience.
I think so. And I mean, listen, they won a playoff game last year.
Yeah, man, it's hard to argue.
They almost beat the Eagles. They could have easily been in the Super Bowl.
Zach can say whatever the hell he wants. You did open the door and say, go look around.
Yep.
You can say that, he was never leaving. You certainly gave him the chance.
But like he also said, it would have been a decision that they made, not Matt Stafford. Like, it would have had to have been a team decision to say, you can go.
Open the door without the expectation that he could indeed leave.
All right, I got to tell you guys about Carbach. My good buddies over at Carbach Brewing. They're out of Houston, but San Antonio is their second home. When Eric Warner came in here, he said, when we first decided to branch out, San Antonio was the first market we wanted to be in. And they said, we're going to have our beer all over this town, and they certainly do. Carbach has not only their everyday stuff, the daily drinkers, as I like to call them, the Love Street, which is their best seller, Hopadillo's their flagship IPA, Crawford Bock, Ziegenbock. You can find those all over the place. You're also able to find their seasonal beers around town, including the Hoplectic right now. There's still a couple places. One of the places I went to the other day had some Dunkels and Dragons that you could get in cans and on tap. That Rob really liked that one when we had it at the Super Bowl. So, again, they've got something for everybody's taste, and it is all over San Antonio. So, obviously, the liquor stores and the grocery stores are going to have it, but a lot more bars and restaurants will have it than you think. So, next time you're out and about, go ahead and ask your bartender, hey, can you please make it a Carbach?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay continues to be on 35 southbound at Tupperwine. Some debris left over in the roadway from an earlier accident. Still have a right lane blocked, so almost still a 30-minute backup slow from FM 1103. Wetmore southbound, Wurzbach to Broadway, that is still closed. The northbound side has reopened. 37 southbound, the off-ramp to 181, far southeast out of town. We do have an accident. The off-ramp partially blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has 18 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I was reading about this guy as we get close to the baseball season. There's a prospect named Chandler Simpson for the Tampa Bay Rays. And the story says, this is by Ken Rosenthal, he says, Chandler Simpson is perhaps the game's most fascinating and polarizing prospect. He is, according to reports, in the discussion of the fastest player to ever play Major League Baseball.
Good Lord, okay.
He at Georgia Tech in 2022. He was a draft pick out of Georgia Tech in 2022. Last year, he played at High A and Double A. He stole 104 bases in 121 attempts. But here's the catch. He is a left-handed hitter.
Mm-hmm.
He has
that's great
1,041 minor league plate appearances and 1 home run, and it was an inside the park home run.
I would assume so. Yes.
He is physically incapable of hitting the ball out of the park.
Okay.
And in a day and age where even at like the level of baseball I was coaching at, like 12U to 14U, the first thing we measure is exit velo and launch angle.
Yeah.
Like you get him in the cage, and you're saying, okay, what's your exit velo? Here's what your target is going to be.
Yeah.
What's your launch change?
Yeah.
Like, and you put it on the board like it's a competition for the kids. This guy, like they say on the 90-10 speed power scale, he's a 90 on speed and a 10 on power. Like he is the least likely home run hitter ever.
I still don't see the problem. You'll keep
does it work in 2025?
You'll keep a pitcher on your roster to throw 6 pitches a game.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't keep a guy on your roster to play twice a week to pinch run that'll take a run from first to third if you get him in the right. That's all he does. That you get him in there to pinch run or to put the bat on the ball and bunt you something across. You're going to tell me you don't have room on a 27-man roster for a dude that runs a 4-flat 40 that stole 100 out of 120 tries against dudes that knew that the second he got out there he was going and he still did it?
So his in the first Grapefruit League game this season, they were playing the Yankees, and he hit a tapper to first base, and he beat it out. He was running 30.8 feet per second. The fastest guy in Major League Baseball last year, Bobby Witt Jr., averaged 30.5 feet per second.
I don't see what the problem is here. I'm honestly, as a non-baseball guy, I don't see what the problem is here.
I just think it's hard to have a guy who, like, you have to count on. First of all, it's hard to keep those guys healthy generally.
I'll accept some of those arguments. But if you're going to tell me the sole reason I'm not going to put him out there is chicks dig the long ball, that you have to hit a home run. No, you don't. You got to get on base.
He's also a very good bunter, very good defensive player. They're saying, like, it's a lot. He's 5'11", and probably weighs around 170 pounds. He's not what your typical pro athlete looks like. But they're saying, what if, and they say he's a pretty decent contact hitter. It's just, you do worry about anybody who runs fast for a living getting hurt eventually. Because once you do that, now you're useless. If you can't run fast, you can't be on the team.
Oh, I agree with that. But if you can't throw hard, you can't pitch, and if you get the yips, you can't.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of things that would keep you off. But if you're telling me of all the tools you need, the one he doesn't have is he can't put it out of the park, but he can.
But that's what baseball is now.
I agree, but there's a place on a 27-man roster for a dude that can do that.
I would think so too. I'm interested in him just because.
I'd look at him.
It's and also, I mean, let's face it, you're the Tampa Bay Rays. You're not going to pay money for the guy who hits 60 home runs. Like, you've got to find unique ways to win, and typically that means defense, base running, things like that. It seems like it works. But yeah, I found it interesting. I was fascinated by, can a guy who cannot physically hit home runs make it in Major League Baseball today?
It just feels like. Again, I'm not a baseball guy, but it just feels like we just had one of those Moneyball arguments. Yeah, but he has an ugly girlfriend.
It's almost like what? Well, it's almost like Ben Simmons. Like,
beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
The guy
he can't shoot. Fine.
He can do a lot of things, but he just can't make a shot.
Right.
And quite frankly, he's not interested in making a shot. Can you find a place for him? It's like it takes a unique circumstance, but I mean most.
Well, as long as what's his name, he ain't swinging for the fences. I hope he's not pointing to left field every time he comes up.
Just like you hope Ben Simmons doesn't come up and take 8 threes in a game because he can make one of them. Like
I'd have him padded up from his ear to his ankle. Dude be leaning in. That plate's yours, baby. Own it.
Well, I mean, the story says, again, I don't know much about the kid. The story says he's actually a really good hitter, like a really good contact. He has a low strike. His strikeout rate is under 7.5%, which is elite in today's Major League Baseball. But it's just everything. It's almost kind of like Ichiro used to, right. And Ichiro was the master of like slapping the ball and beating it out. And this guy is like, I mean, I'm sure he's not the hitter Ichiro was. Ichiro's probably the best hitter I've ever seen, like just for a contact hitter.
We wouldn't be talking about it this way if he was.
But this guy feels like he can put it down and run fast enough. And it's interesting.
Coach, I've got a prospect for you, and I'll lead off with, he's the fastest player to ever play the game. But we have a problem. I don't think we got a problem.
You're okay.
I think we have an opportunity here. I think
find a way.
I think we have a chance here.
But it's also kind of like what happens when you take the guy who wins the 50-yard or 50-meter dash at the Olympics and say, okay, you're a football player now.
On a 53-man roster, and I go, if I can justify it by pay and by opportunity, yeah. I mean, if you're giving me an edge, and I might only get to use it once, but if it works, it's worth every penny, whether it's the opportunity cost of losing a spot to another kid or the pay that I'm paying him. If you can make a difference, I don't know how it is, you're always going to have a shot. I mean, I hate to bring it to another topic of the day, but the reason that Jimmy Johnson was such a great coach was, if you can make a difference, I'll find a way to let you make the difference. But you got to prove that you can do that. If you're a difference maker, there's always a place for you. Even if you make 8 mistakes before that big difference might be enough.
Josh said, dude's going to make it in the majors. He's going to be stealing bases. Imagine putting him on second in extra innings. That's going to be a quick, easy run in. Yeah. I mean, there's a good possibility. They said he steals third base all the time. He'll steal second and then instant next pitch steal third, and they know it's coming, and it's
Willie Hayes made it. It worked for him.
That was in a movie, Rob.
Oh,
that was in a movie.
Well, he went on to have a fine acting career.
There was a lot of talk about the initial comp was to a guy named. Do you remember Billy Hamilton, who was previously the fastest guy ever in Major League Baseball? The problem with Billy Hamilton was not only could he not hit for power, he couldn't hit at all. So it was like he was like a 180 hitter, but when like God forbid you walk them or
that's
like
what I'm saying. Even then you go, even at 180, you're like, well, one time is all I need, man. Just one time.
But yeah, I did find it fascinating. I always wonder how these like unique guys are going to make, and it's funny because like no one questions if all you do is hit home runs.
Right.
Can you
You're
make
like,
it?
You only have one tool. Yeah, I hit the long ball.
Yeah, I hit it a long way, and it works. Like,
only 1 in 4 times, but when I do it, it's pretty good.
Well, you strike out. You know, you hit 200. You hit a lot of home runs. You strike out all the time. We can't even play you in the field.
But I get $1 million on a home run.
I hit a lot of home runs.
That's where I made $50 million for those home runs.
You know what? You're right. You are. You've got a spot, friend. So I don't see why it couldn't work this way. But it is. It is interesting because it's just not. And if this were 1985, this is a no-brainer.
That's what I'm saying. This is the most modern baseball argument
This
ever.
is Willie McGee or what was it? Vince Coleman. These dudes who Marquise Grissom. They couldn't hit the ball out of the park if they tried, but if you put them on base, they were gone. Delino DeShields, he'd steal third before you even blinked. But it is really a modern baseball thing. Is like, what do you mean you can't ever hit home runs?
Yeah,
and you want to be a Major League Baseball player? I don't know how that works. But yeah, I did find it fascinating. All right, we've got 1 hour of programming left. I think it's going to be a good hour. I plan on making it a good hour.
Let me check our notes. Yeah,
What's it say?
This will be a good one.
What's it say?
We saved
Solid?
all the good stuff for this one.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do our best. No promises. No promise. We are going to talk some non-sport stuff in the last hour, as I like to do. And, of course, we'll wrap up the show, as we always do, with the Daily Lines. It is the Morning Huddle right here on San Antonio's Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. With over a decade of TRT experience, book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep.
For details.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait! Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm.
.com for details.
Hey, Rob Thompson here for my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to get Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Start your wellness journey with the YMCA. Join any Monday in March and enjoy no joining fees. Get a sneak peek of what the Y has to offer as their guest on Monday, March 17th. Don't miss out. No join fees any Monday in March. Join the YMCA today and save towards your wellness journey.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay continues to be on 35 southbound at Tupper Wine. Some debris left over in the roadway from an earlier accident. Still have a right lane blocked, so almost still a 30-minute backup. Slow from FM 1103. Wetmore southbound, Wurzbach to Broadway, that is still closed. The northbound side has reopened. 37 southbound, the off-ramp to 181, far southeast out of town. We do have an accident. The off-ramp partially blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs welcome the Brooklyn Nets into the Frost Center tonight. Tip is set for 7:30. It'll be televised on FanDuel Sports. The NFL is going to be busy today. Franchise tag deadline arrives today at 3 p.m. The Cowboys could franchise Osa Odighizuwa, defensive tackle. Cowboys guard and soon-to-be Hall of Famer Zach Martin will announce his retirement today at a press conference from the Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 4 of the Morning Huddle. It looks more and more as, what are we now, 6 hours from the deadline, that the Cowboys will use the franchise tag on Osa Odighizuwa.
Which, if it was to stick, and they actually apply the franchise tag where no new deal has come, would be a mistake. Now, if they use this as a placeholder, we're going to franchise you today, but we're going to continue to negotiate, and if all things fall apart, you got the tag to fall back on. But the Cowboys need to spread this money out.
Why? I mean, if you want him long term, why can't you do this? Why can't you, let's figure it out now? Because if you franchise him, and if you're out there wondering why it matters, if he signs the tag for the guaranteed $25 million this season, that means all of that would count against this year's salary cap.
Yes, the Cowboys can't do that.
If he signs a long-term deal, it can be spread out in a number of ways. The Cowboys can't afford to have $25 million for one, I say for one guy, for one other guy to this year's cap. They're already in an onerous situation with not enough good players and not enough cap space to bring in more good players. It would be a nightmare if they don't get a long-term deal done.
Deadlines make deals.
To me, it's either he's going to sign a long-term deal or...
Which I think they do. I think that they're probably down the road in negotiations.
Just do it.
Well, I agree. Just freaking do it. But I think that the clock is ticking, and at least this buys them some time. But if I'm a Digazua, I know worst-case scenario, I could just walk away, and I'm going to make $25 million this year without doing anything else. But it also tells me that he knows the Cowboys are now working under a deadline, that if we don't get a deal done, they're going to be far more motivated than they were to get something long-term. So I think both parties are happy. I would be shocked if he actually plays under the tag, because that'll represent yet again another monumental failure on the side of Jerry and paying.
It really would, and he's so bad at this. He's so bad at letting everything get down to the last minute and then giving the player whatever they want anyway. If you're going to do that, then just do it. Do it now.
We said that to him with Dak for 5 years. Just do it, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Daniel Jones, our good friend.
The next Sam Darnold.
Our good friend, Daniel Jones, has been linked to 2 teams in free agency and apparently may have a chance to compete for a starting job.
Why not? It's not like he's fighting heavy competition.
Teams that have unsettled quarterback situations and are potentially going to stage open competitions during training camp include, and by the way, these aren't exactly the places where I would say you should go to revive your career.
No, but that's where you can go to compete for a job.
One of them is Indianapolis.
You know what? If he goes to Indianapolis, he will be their starter on day one.
I don't know.
I have no doubt in my mind.
First of all, what I'll say about Indianapolis is, if he's not the starter, like, at least you've got a guy in Daniel Jones who is mobile enough to run sort of the same playbook that Anthony Richardson runs.
Are you going to look at Anthony Richardson and Donald Jones and start Richardson over Donald Jones?
Daniel Jones.
I'm sorry, Daniel. Are you seriously looking at do you see a long-term Anthony Richardson quarterback anywhere at any time?
But I don't see a long-term Daniel Jones either.
No, I didn't say long-term. I just said day one.
I'm going to let them compete, and whoever looks better is who I'm going to go with.
It'll be Jones.
I also think that they're kind of the same guy.
Well,
except
Jones got an arm.
Richardson's
you're
younger.
right. I'm giving Jones too much credit. But what I am saying is this guy, I don't think he's destined to ever have a Sam Darnold year.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's in him.
I don't think he can stay healthy enough to do that, by the way.
He is fully capable of quarterbacking a team to 10 wins. Fully capable. Fully capable. Now, keep in mind there's 7 losses in there, and 2 of which will be his fault. But I do believe that in the right circumstance, he is the one quarterback floating around that if he can stay healthy and do the things that I know he can do, I can win 10 games if I got people around him. He has been alone for the last couple of years. Now, he's got problems, and he's got a lot of bad habits, but he ain't the worst thing you could go get.
The other team that is apparently looking at kicking the tires on Daniel Jones is the Cleveland Browns. They've got their own issues at quarterback. Obviously, Deshaun Watson not going to be ready to start the year. I don't know what their plan is with the draft, but I will say this: bringing in Daniel Jones means you don't have to take a quarterback at 2.
I agree. I think he'll start day one. Now, if I'm Daniel Jones, I look at that. There's other issues, and I know the Colts I trust.
But if you're Daniel Jones, you got to be happy anybody's even interested in you.
Beggars and choosers, absolutely.
This is like Sam Darnold. It's like you go where if you after what Daniel Jones' career has been so far, you go wherever you're asked.
All things equal, they're offering the same money. Where do you go?
Indianapolis.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Indianapolis plays like you're in a division that is eminently winnable. Like if the Texans are the best team there, it's not like the Texans are a juggernaut. No, I think that's a way better situation. Whereas if you go to Cleveland, you're on the worst team in the AFC North, and Myles Garrett's already leaving. Like you're not going to get better. Nick Chubb is not going to get better. Like, and then you're still looking up at the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bengals, and it's like.
I kind of look at it. If I'm going to land someplace, I want my signing to be the biggest news of the week. You know, I want wherever I land, the Colts are going to be happy to have me. I land with the Browns. It's the biggest news of the day. But tomorrow they're going to be back covering Miles or somebody else. You know, I'm not even going to make a ripple.
God. Wherever he goes, people are going to groan.
They're
gonna
yeah.
Go, what? We signed Daniel Jones? Oh, my God. Is my team even serious about winning football games?
Go count your money.
I say this, and I'm not joking at all. I wish that Daniel Jones could be the backup for Josh Allen, like as a Bills fan. Because Daniel Jones is like a broke-ass version of Josh Allen. So if Josh Allen were to get hurt for some reason, Daniel Jones seems like a capable guy to fill in for a couple days.
And in 3 years, he will be.
Yeah.
After the next deal he signs, that's where he's going to be.
It is. It's easy to remember or easy to forget that Daniel Jones is like
he's a kid.
I think in the last 5 years, the quarterbacks with more rushing yards than him, the list is Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like the dude can run. He can run.
He can't stay healthy doing it, but
No.
I mean, he can run. No, I think in the next contract he signs, he will then understand his position in the world, and we'll be backing up a guy a lot like Josh Allen if it's not him, because that's what you do when you're him.
I don't think that one of the teams that will look at Daniel Jones is the Raiders, because if you remember, during the Giants-Cowboys game that Tom Brady was calling, he basically said, I don't know how the whole situation went down, but to think that you'd ask for a release from a team that committed a lot to you, that's a lot different than I would have handled it.
Well, again, beggars and choosers.
Brady said, I always felt I wanted to get the trust and respect of my teammates regardless of the situation, knowing that I was trying to be the best I could for the team because that was the most important thing. And asking for your release, so I'm guessing Tom Brady's going to say no thanks to Daniel Jones. Like, you're not the kind of guy I want quarterback in my team.
Well, I wouldn't go that far because there's other qualities that Jones has that are very Brady-esque.
Such as?
I think that I don't have to worry about Daniel Jones doing anything other than everything required to go win a football game. I don't think I have to worry about commitment. I don't think I have to. I think Daniel Jones is 100% in on whatever I bring in. And that was Brady. You never had to worry about him doing anything that wasn't 100% about at least his health, which went to winning. So I do think that there's some qualities that Daniel Jones has that the Raiders might need at quarterback and that Brady might appreciate. Unfortunately, the skill part of it is not part of that.
Daniel Jones sucks. Like
he sucks, but it's not his fault. A lot of the time, you have to have some kind of support. You have, no matter what quarterback you are. When he was with New York, for the most part, he had Barkley but no line. He had no line and no Barkley. He had one wide receiver and no defense.
Where are you going to go with a perfect situation?
I'm just saying, a lot
of this. At some point, you got to overcome those things.
You're right, and only the great ones manage to do that. And I'm not accusing him of being great, but you're also a product of your circumstances more than anything else as a quarterback, and you need other things to help you along. He had a few things that gave Saquon was a great thing to have beside you, and he should have done more with it, but there's a lot of stuff that he was forced into as a part of a bigger program that is the New York Giants. That wasn't his making.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't make excuses for Daniel Jones. He's had more than enough opportunities.
I'm not making excuses. We know what he is.
Daniel Jones is a backup quarterback in the NFL.
We said that about Sam Darnold, and he got a chance to go someplace else. Now, I'm not saying he's Sam, and I'm not saying this will happen again. What Darnold did is a rare thing. But I do know.
No, what Darnold did was play 17 games. When's Daniel Jones done that?
That's, again, goes into the equation. But I do know this. I will refuse to make a judgment until I see a quarterback like that land someplace else. We've said the same thing about Baker. He landed in Tampa Bay, and suddenly, as a cockroach without the sun on him, he grew. He flourished. So I'll withhold judgment till the second team, until he gets someplace else and gets another chance. And if he still can't live up to it, yeah, you're a backup.
Like, Daniel Jones got a second contract and everything, which is maybe one of the worst decisions in the history of the NFL.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah,
is it
his? It's the Giants' fault.
Yes.
It's the Giants' fault. Other news, the NFL offseason edition of Hard Knocks, the thought was that they had a team locked in. Ryan Glespiegel of Front Office Sports reported last week that NFL Films was in discussion with the North Carolina football team to be the subject of the Hard Knocks offseason this year. Unfortunately, it seems those discussions have fallen apart. in a shocking development, no deal could be reached following weeks of negotiations with Bill Belichick and the UNC football program.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Panthers. Okay.
No, the North Carolina Tar Heels football, like they were going to do an off-season Hard Knocks on UNC with Belichick. But they could not come to an agreement because they could not find common ground on creative control. Shocker.
Yeah, okay, that's a whole other can of worms that I really hadn't considered and probably don't have a real problem with because it's another way to make some money for the players. I mean, you're going to get paid.
UNC still hoping to put together some sort of all-access program leading up to Belichick's first season.
Oh.
Belichick has a long history with NFL films, but that was not enough for them to work together on Hard Knocks.
Would you want Texas to be would you want Hard Knocks running around their camp all?
Well, here's the thing. No, I would not.
I don't think as an Aggie, I don't think I want him running around in there.
No, Texas has a good thing going. If I'm a program that's looking for some attention, I'd be into it. But Texas is competing for titles. At least they're hoping to.
I don't. There's so much that goes into this.
Baylor, yeah, I'll hang out with you. If I'm Oklahoma State, yeah, I'll hang out with you.
Yes.
The reason why they're looking at college teams is because none of the NFL teams want to do it.
Well, but the reason that it's successful is, one, it introduces interesting characters. We always see somebody interesting. But the reason Hard Knocks continues to be successful is it lets us see our stars behind the scenes. I don't know, nor do I care about the backup guard at University of North Carolina. Is that going to be compelling viewing?
Anything with Belichick, like these college kids working with Belichick for the first time, that would be compelling to me.
Would you want your kid on Hard Knocks?
I mean, I don't know. By the time my kid's 20-something years old, I don't really. If you want to be,
well, I'm talking about a 19-year-old. I mean, when you said that, I thought, well, I feel like Hard Knocks as a genre might have kind of run its course. You know, no team wants it.
Well,
I love it.
Teams don't mind the regular Hard Knocks.
It's the ongoing during the season thing.
Well, this is the off-season one. This is the one the Giants did, and they look so stupid.
Yes.
And on top of that, they go 3-14, like it's a disaster season. All you're doing is getting replays all year long of the Saquon Barkley stuff that ended up making you look dumb.
Right.
The owner looked dumb. The GM looked dumb. Everybody looked dumb. So clearly, teams are like, oh, I don't know. Now, for the regular Hard Knocks, remember the NFL can tell you're doing it, period. But all this extra stuff is like the Giants decided to sign up for it. They didn't have to. They decided to do it, and now they look dumb. So everybody else is like, yeah, we're good.
I can't. I'm just not sure this is the best thing for you, even though it looks good. North Carolina or any college, I know you need the money, and the exposure would be great, and there would be plenty of teams lined up to do it. I'm just not sure it's the best thing for you.
If I'm HBO, I'm calling Colorado first, probably.
And if I'm the president of Colorado, I'm saying no.
Oh, please. All they're looking for is publicity.
I know that.
Because they don't care about winning.
Well,
they just want publicity.
They could barely control this wild animal they brought in. You know, I mean, this thing could get out of control real fast.
I'd probably call USC. I'd be interested there. I mean, selfishly, because I want to.
There's some projects that you go, I would be interested in. I'm not saying as far as the viewer goes, if it's not a high like Nebraska, I'd like to see what's going on with Art Rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But I'm not sure if I'm Art Rule, I want you to know what's going on around here. You know, I'm not sure in this day and age that if I'm a college program, you know what? Another thing is, it just opens the door to poaching your players too.
That's true.
I watch Hard Knocks. I say, you know what? Did you see that backup wide receiver? Call that guy.
Yeah, that is true. Well, that's why I say if you're one of these top programs, you don't want to deal with it either.
No.
Like, all right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll see what's going on in the world outside of sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasti joins us on a regular basis. Joins us every Wednesday. We call it his house call. You know, he comes on and tells us how athletes are going to get themselves back in the game. And, you know, most of what these athletes go through, you have ready access to right now. Arasti is part of it. See, Arasti is a method of getting you out of pain. It's a confluence of a bunch of other things. I don't know where Arasti came from. I can just tell you it works. It's a little bit of, chiropractic, a little bit of physical therapy, a little bit of general practitioning, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of something else, and before you know it, you feel good. It's something you're better. The pain goes away. And I think as far as my point of view, I didn't realize that what was hurting was not the problem. See, I had lower back issues most of my adult life, and once I finally went to somebody who knew what I was talking about, they told me it's not your back, it's your hamstrings. That's what a Rossi did for me. They fixed the hamstrings. Guess what? My back issues went away. And then they taught me how to stay out of pain. That can be you. You do not need to live with something that's literally keeping out of your life. Call them today. The number's 1-800-404-6050. And the reason I say call them is you don't even need a referral to go see an Rossi provider. They're all around San Antonio. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. You want to prove it? Go to Rossi.com. There's a map of all the local providers right there. Listen to me close. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix out there available today. It's a Rossi. Call them now. They'll get you taken care of. And when they do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, we do have a trouble spot at 35 southbound before Tupper Wine. Wreck in the right lane. That delay starts at Wiederstein, so tack on at least an extra 25 minutes to your commute. 35 northbound Loop 410, that stall now off to the shoulder. And if your travels are taking you into San Marcos this morning, 35 northbound at McCarty, got a wreck in the right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Texas roads are big enough to share. Drivers, do your part to help make sure everyone arrives home safely. Stay alert, stop for pedestrians at crosswalks, yield while turning, and watch your speed. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
I got another quick question. Do all guys, or is it just me? When you have to do that at your house, I mean, it's a process, right? It's a 20-minute adventure.
Why would you sit in there any longer than you have to?
Well, because it's the only time that a guy gets some alone time. You can look at whatever you want. You don't have to worry about it.
What are you watching that you can only watch in the bathroom?
Ride home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
What about this, Rob?
Kim Carnes?
Yeah. Davis eyes. You like this?
Oh, no. I mean, no.
This is awesome.
This is early 80s stuff.
You're into this, Vic?
Oh, yeah.
It had its time, but this is nothing special, man.
Davis eyes.
It's one of my mom's favorite songs.
I don't even know what Betty Davis eyes look like.
Big and blue.
Oh, okay. Tease you and unease you. I mean, I appreciate that. I always like to take a look at, sports does play a big part in our lives, but I like to see sometimes what else is going on in the world because, there's really important things going on in the world. And including
Here we go. Don't do it.
Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus has a lot to say. Miley Cyrus broke protocol last night over a situation. Oscar presenters are apparently they sign a deal where they're supposed to
just do your job.
Yeah. Well, Gareth John, who's a sound engineer, was not allowed to give even a short speech after receiving his little statue for Dune Part 2. His colleagues were given the opportunity to speak. But when Gareth came up, the time was over and they cut off his mic. He didn't get to thank his loved ones, and they played him off. And Miley, who presented the award alongside Miles Teller, protested the show's organizers' decisions to mute him. She said, F that, as she escorted him off stage, and she was yelling, apparently very displeased that this guy did not get a chance to talk. He had y'all let Zoe Saldana sob into the mic for 10 minutes, but my man for Dune Sound can't say thanks to his loved ones. They were mean to that guy. Literally just started talking, and they muted him. And Adrian, a different person.
Adrian Brody went
he talked
on
for
and
a half an hour.
You're like, hey, I've been here before.
Well, he talked for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. The longest of the ceremony and one of the longest in Oscars history.
Well, he told him to shut up. He said, I've won these before. Turn the music off. I know how this works. He literally told him, you can't come knock me off. You're going to have to sing Will Smith, Take Care of Me, man.
Damn.
Such is life. I agree with her. Dude, this awards wasn't about me. Let that guy go up and thank his girlfriend. Let it go to 11 o'clock. I don't care.
Why don't they put everybody gets 1 minute?
Well, they try to do that. That's why the music plays. But, we all get it, that it's going to go long. The Oscars are going to take 3.5 hours. They're just going to. I didn't join to tune into the Oscars going, I hope this is fast. Hope they get this done early. No, I get it. Let them make their speeches. What I will do is I'm going to start the Oscars about an hour late, and I'm going to fast forward through the ones I don't find interesting. But at the very least, you can let them speak. I'm with her.
Randy Quaid has spoken out about Gene Hackman's
death.
And
I think we need to hear a lot more from Randy Quaid.
Well, why? Because he is
certifiably out there on another planet.
He's an insane person.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna label him. I'm just saying he's living in another realm.
I think that's probably a good way to put it.
He speaks to angels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Him and Nick Nolte have their own silent communication.
Well, he has said that Gene Hackman and his wife are murder victims. Some scumbags did it and staged it. Stop talking about the films he's in. And this is how they get away with murdering famous people. Now, I don't know if Cousin Eddie is...
say Cousin Eddie knows of what he speaks.
Yeah. Fake news starts generating film clips. How is it possible I know at least 6 people who have died, like Carradine, Hackman, and Ledger?
Well, Carradine, we talked about how that went down.
Well, apparently he doesn't think that that's how it went down. Randy Quaid thinks he was murdered. Ledger died in January of 2008 in a New York apartment after ingesting a bunch of prescription drugs.
I heard it was the Joker role made him sad.
Now, but again, he said, I should become a special FBI agent to investigate these Hollywood murders.
I think we should deputize, mister.
I already have some good leads on who killed Gene Hackman.
Oh, here we go.
Go on.
Well, he's
Mr.
not
Quaid.
He's not going to give it away now. He's going to wait till he's hired by the FBI. This is not the first time that he's brought this stuff to light. He and his wife have previously referred to the suspected murderers as the Hollywood star whackers who just go around killing stars.
Well, he's safe.
Yeah. I think he's going to be okay.
You're destined to be dancing with the stars if things work out real well.
Yeah. Now, the Kung Fu star, David Carradine, they said that he was discovered hanging in a hotel room in Bangkok. His death was ruled an accident.
Yep.
Come on.
Accidental hanging.
Well, there was DNA on the floor in front of him.
Yeah. They also believe that the Hollywood whackers, set up Robert Blake over the murder of his second wife. They've looked to target other high-profile celebrities, including Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan. Now, Randy Quaid was at one point suspected of living in their Toyota Prius.
I was going to say, have you seen a picture of Randy lately?
They said the car smelled of fast food, dog pee, and Randy's cigars. I asked the Quaids if they were living in their car, and he said only on nights when they were too terrified to leave their stuff or didn't feel secure. We used to have a Mercedes, but this whole ordeal has forced us to become incredibly green. Now, mind you, Quaid and his wife also have a criminal history, as they were arrested in 2009 for leaving a hotel in Santa Barbara without paying. The next year, they were arrested again for squatting in their former home. So these guys, these are...
Randy's living in another realm.
I think that's probably the best way to put it. And I'm not saying that he's on drugs or anything like that, but he says, they're hunting us. It's really happening. They've got us in a spiral. Don't let up on them. Drive them off the road. Starve them to death.
He's a good Texas boy, too. Isn't he from Houston? So.
Is he Houston? I think he's...
Dennis, I think, are both Houston boys.
Well, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm not going to claim him.
Well, I mean, help a brother out. You know what I mean?
Okay, fine. I'll claim him, I guess. But, yeah, he is, out there is, I think, the nicest way you can say it.
And that little Zoloft and Depakote can't cure. You know what I mean? Just
old reliable.
Yeah, just
I mean, listen, washed-up Hollywood stars saying crazy things, this is not
new. I mean,
it's not new. I'm actually, I guess it's kind of a good thing.
We want him to kind of come back to our realm and make another vacation. I want to see whatever happened to Cousin Eddie.
I think we know what happened to Cousin Eddie.
Well, last I saw, he was living in Vegas on some nuclear land.
Cousin Eddie, the nuclear land, I'm guessing, eventually created a meth lab. And,
He'd be the next Heisenberg for all.
And then he turned into an insane person.
Yeah,
so,
we all have our callings, but
no big deal. But it just happened. Elsewhere in Hollywood news, Carl, Dolly Parton's husband.
Oh, not that Carl.
He's died. Dolly Parton's husband has died.
That guy had the greatest gig of all time.
It is. I mean,
right?
If
no
you said
one ever had a better life.
If you said, "What does Dolly Parton's husband look like?" I would say,
I didn't know she was married.
He's the guy smiling in the background. The guy that's grinning in the background.
Never
Which
seen
one?
him in
Doesn't
my
matter.
life. He was a kept man.
Doesn't matter.
Dolly liked him to be a stay-at-home
I'll
husband.
be where you need me, baby.
You want me to come with you on the road? I'll come. You want me to stay home? I'll stay home.
I'll be at the gun club, the golf course, the lake.
He's going to be everywhere.
Whatever you need.
Just not in front of a camera.
That's fine. That's fine.
What a life he had.
That guy lived right.
Man. Plus, I don't know if he was still smashing Dolly late in the game.
Yeah.
You don't hang around that long with a little bit of something coming home.
Yeah, I just wonder if he, he's an old man. I don't know if he's.
They have pills for that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's true. That's true.
She lives a hard life on the road.
But yeah, Dolly needs it still, and apparently he gave it to Dolly good enough that she lasted all this time with him.
They've been married 50 years, 60 years, a long time.
I got to look up the exact number because when I saw it, I was like, that's insane how long they were married. He died at 82. They were married for over 60 years.
60 years.
60 years.
Yep. They called him a man of mystery. I don't think his name's Carl Dean. I'm telling you now, I don't think that Carl Dean was a mystery man by choice. I think that he was.
I can tell you this: Carl Dean was a bad MF in his day.
Oh yeah.
In his day, Carl Dean cut a swath. You don't look at Dolly in the '60s.
She was so hot,
smoking hot.
She was so hot.
So yeah, this is Carl Dean had his day.
He's a good man. We had a good life, and he's been a good husband. That's what Dolly said.
God bless him, man.
Now
we should all do so well.
He also said Dean never wanted to be in the spotlight. We were at an award show in 1966. That was enough to convince him that the glitz and glam was not for him. He said, "I love you. I will support you in your career in any way I can, but I'm not going to any more of these wingdings." That's from her. That's from her book, her autobiography. From then on, stayed in the shadows, opted to focus on his own real estate dealings and to tend the couple's Nashville ranch, all while shooing away pesky reporters. And said he never wanted to be any part of that. Never did interviews. He'd run like a scalded dog. If someone said, "Are you Carl Dean? Can you answer a few questions?" "Nope, I don't answer questions." And then he'd walk away.
Yes, they're real and they're spectacular. That would be my answer.
Jolene. Jolene is based on a bank teller who flirted with Carl Dean.
She was taking her love to town.
And she wrote, "Just because I'm a woman," after Dean expressed disappointment that she'd been with other men before they got married. I guess he thought he was marrying virgin Dolly Parton, but he didn't get virgin Dolly Parton, but he got her the most often, I think. And good for him. Good for him for having that. The 18-year-old Dolly Parton met Carl Dean in 1964 on the very first day she moved to Nashville. She was leaving the wishy-washy laundromat when 21-year-old Dean waved and spoke to her.
Yeah, rolled
and
up.
the love story began. "My first thought was, I'm going to marry that girl. My second thought was, Lord, she's good looking."
Yes, sir.
And that was the day my life began. So good for Carl. He enlisted in the military, served in the Guard in Vietnam, never went overseas, though. And when he returned to Nashville, Dolly had gotten famous because her record label didn't want her getting married. They secretly wed in Ringgold, Georgia in 1966 to keep their nuptials out of the Nashville papers.
And she came to him for that.
Yep. I bet Carl was hung like a horse.
I'm going to marry you, and you can't tell anybody we're married. I want you to act single while I'm on the road, and I'm going to send you millions of dollars. Can you do that?
Dolly was begging for it. My goodness, Carl. Good for him.
Right.
All right, friends. Let's take our last break of the day, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Connecticut water softeners are something you really don't think about until you don't have one. Connecticut's been part of my life since, well, I don't remember not having a Connecticut water softener in my shower. But on those occasions when I do leave town or go to somebody else's house, you can always tell the difference. Always. Have you ever been over to somebody's house and they hand you a glass of tea and right around the edge there's that white powder? You see that? Or you look in your friend's dog dish and there's all this stuff around the edge, or you look at their ice and it's cloudy. It just doesn't look right. Or you wash your hands and the soap just doesn't come off. They don't got a Kinetico. See, Kinetico has been part of San Antonio for a long time because the water softeners themselves, designed and built in the United States, with really South Texas in mind. The water coming through our limestone gets filtered pretty well, makes some good sweet tea and some fine light beer. But I'll tell you, the stuff that ends up in your fridge and on your pipes, you don't want that. And that can be taken care of with just one phone call. You can get a Kinetico in your home in just a couple of calls. Well, and a call and have them in your home for 90 days free of charge to find out what I'm talking about is actually true. Now, once you decide it is, and you will, there's money in that old water softener. They'll pay you for it. And they've also got great financing rates right now. And if you go ahead and take advantage of it, you'll get a reverse osmosis drinking station on your sink just free of charge. I had to pay for it. You're going to get it for free. No more water bottles in your life. Let me tell you something. If you don't got a Kinetico, you need to find out. And if you've got one, tell somebody about it because there's no better deal out there than a Kinetico water softener. Go to KineticoSA.com for all the details. Remember this number, 656-PURE. Call it today, and they'll be out there soon. Get yourself a Kinetico. Be like the cool kids and come on by and thank me later.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those beautiful icy balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu that's second to none. And Twin Peaks hand-stretched flatbreads, oh, they're coming out hot. Close out your night with our favorite flatbreads. They're available during the late night hours, Sunday through Thursday for only $8. That's only from your favorite lodge, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and oh, those scenic views.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait! Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted to walk up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, baby! Finishing it off here on a Tuesday. Hey, you know that guy, Luigi Mangione, the guy who the accused
vigilante,
the accused insurance killer, who's accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Allegedly. I mean, not allegedly. Yeah, he got a nice following of people who are happy that he killed a CEO of a healthcare company, but now it appears that he's gotten more admirers for other things. He apparently got off on being watched having sex and filmed more than 20 cinema-style amateur porno videos. He would compulsively record himself in the act, send nude photos to women he knew, and it wasn't just some grainy late-night mistake. It was perfect lighting, everything. He wanted to be watched. It was his thing. He was starring in his private porno empire. He wasn't just reckless. He was putting on a show. There are at least 20 videos of him having sex, but a lot of the girls are too afraid to come forward or tell anyone for fear they might get dragged into his case somehow. Mind you, this is an Ivy League educated, wealthy family dude.
Prep school outside of Philadelphia. He had all the...
And one of the first things that happened, well, police arrested him after he'd spent 5 days on the run when a McDonald's employee tipped him off. He was found with a gun similar to the one used in the murder. I'm not a forensic scientist. I don't know. After his arrest, it started to come out that he had posted on his X page about having a pretty huge
thing,
D, in response to a post asking if anyone on the platform had a PhD. And he said, well, I've got a pretty huge.
All right.
And
that's how I answer most questions.
And a former roommate revealed that he had suffered a back injury so severe that he was unable to have sex in recent years.
Now, I'd heard that that's the reason why he shot him, because his back was out.
And so if this guy, I mean, if it's causing him from having sex, a guy who's
career,
like my porno career, maybe it makes some sense.
Was he good at it?
Apparently he did have a PhD.
There you go.
That is a thing. One other thing, we've often heard that our
he's going to be a different kind of porns now.
Yes, yeah. Apparently, we've heard for a while now the idea that Jesus was not white. He was not blonde, like the long-haired blonde, as people said back in the day. Experts have revealed what Jesus would have looked like. And they said, well, he would have been strong and lean. And apparently Dr. Meredith Warren, who's a senior lecturer in biblical and religious studies at Sheffield University, said his occupation as a carpenter would have left him as a very manly-looking man.
Yeah.
Jesus came from a family where manual labor is the norm. He certainly gets a lot of exercise with all the walking around.
Yep.
He has now started to look more like, he's got washboard abs. His depiction is probably more aligned with the way Zeus or Jupiter is imagined. These depictions of Jesus show him with a strong, chiseled build, large arms and biceps included, and like a 12-pack. Jesus would have had brown skin, brown eyes like the local population. He died before he was 40. He wasn't rich. He would have spent a lot of time outdoors, some lines on his face probably. Hands and feet were probably calloused and rough. And remember that, in that part of the world, there were no blonde-haired, blue-eyed men. That was just not a thing.
I'm not hearing anything new here.
But just the fact that he was a hulking man.
Well, don't we have and obviously that's in dispute by some, but the Shroud of Turin, doesn't that give us an idea about how tall he was?
I don't know. He said he and his disciples essentially lived on hospitality, charity, and they share food. So I didn't think he ate that much. I see him as more wiry than bulky, but it's hard to imagine that he wouldn't have some sort of musculature being a carpenter.
Well, he wasn't doing a lot of carpentry work. He wasn't taking out time off. Like, I got a job.
I mean, at some point he did.
Hey, I'm headed to Nazareth, but I got a garage I got to put up in Bethlehem next week.
I think before
I got a project to take care of.
Before he was going to heal people, he was, building tables and things, I like to assume. That's how I like to picture him.
On his lunch hour.
Really putting in work. All right, let's wrap up the show the way we always do, Vic, with a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
In the NBA, the Raptors travel to Orlando. The Magic lay in 7.5 at home. I don't want to back the Magic right now. They are a disaster.
They sure are.
7.5 points is a lot, even against the lowly dinosaurs. How about the Rockets? A day after losing to the Thunder, the Rockets are plus 3.5 in Indianapolis.
They're going to be well rested. There was a plan behind this. Everybody's set. They're going to get a win in Indianapolis.
The Warriors go to the Knicks. Warriors plus 4.5. I always say when the Knicks play up, I want to fade them. Give me the Dubs tonight.
I agree with that one.
Bucks are at Atlanta.
See Atlanta
Milwaukee
steal that game last night?
7.
You see Atlanta steal a victory out of the jaws of defeat? What are you doing, guys?
Sorry, bastards.
Keep losing.
Yeah, you understand the mission, boys. Cleveland is at Chicago. Cleveland laying 12.5 on the road to the Bulls. That's a lot,
but it feels possible.
It feels very possible. God, this is an even bigger number. Although I guess at least they're home. The Minnesota Timberwolves they're hosting Philly.
Philly is
Timberwolves
bad.
are 14-point favorites against Philly.
So Portland went into Philadelphia last night and beat them.
Yeah.
Portland.
I told you, Portland's serious about winning games.
I'm just saying, bet Phillies and unders.
The Nets are at San Antonio. Nets catching 4 here in San Antonio. And Clippers minus 2.5 at Phoenix, at the corpse of Phoenix. Interesting. Lakers laying 8.5 at home against the Pelicans. Hard to bet against the Lakers right now. They seem to have figured some things out.
Things they're doing are what championship or at least finals teams do by the numbers.
Yeah, so seems that way. And it's hard to imagine that they've turned their season around to that point, especially while Luka's not playing near
they're going to
the
get
best possible
by
ball.
the numbers, the way they're beating teams and the way they're distributing the ball and the way they're shooting. This is what championship teams do, at least right now.
So I think we got to take them seriously. Last night we had 2 games in the top 25. Duke won by 33 against Wake Forest.
That was a no-brainer.
Murder. And Houston held on to beat Kansas 65-59.
We both watched that game.
Yeah.
I was surprised by how quiet it was. I wanted to
in
call
the
it
arena?
Whole Fights, but wherever Houston plays in the name of their arena, whatever
Yeah.
it is. I was surprised by how quiet it was because
It's a Fertitta Center.
Yeah, is that what they're named?
Yeah.
Of course. They played so well against Kansas, who played as good as they can. Kansas can't do any better than they did yesterday. And Houston it was short work. Yeah, they were close. They were within 6-8 points most of the night, but I was never worried that Houston was going to give that game.
Kansas did take a lead at one point.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, boy, they're fighting. But, yeah, just too much over the long haul.
Where do you are they number 4 in your book in the country?
I'd put them 3.
3?
Yeah.
Viable. I'm not.
And honestly, I think if they played Duke tomorrow, I'd pick Houston. Just because I feel like they're more battle-tested.
I get the sense you could strike a match on the back of these guys' necks, man. Rough
They're
necks,
tough,
every one
dude.
of them.
They can shoot. How often do teams that are built on that kind of toughness and physicality can also shoot? That's a rare thing.
And watching L.J. Cryer, he is an NBA guard.
Tonight, Memphis, number 16 Memphis, is here in town at UTSA. Memphis laying 8.5 on the road. I always say I don't like laying big numbers with Memphis. That's a pretty big number. Rutgers is at Purdue. Purdue minus 11.5.
That's a good game.
LSU's at Kentucky. Kentucky laying 13.5. Texas continues to circle the drain. They are 7.5-point dogs in Starkville, Mississippi tonight.
A little bit of revenge tonight.
BYU is at Iowa State. Iowa State laying 9.5.
Game of the night. This is going to be a great basketball game.
Iowa State's fully healthy. I think Iowa State
they're going to blow
that
them out,
ass.
but they need to because BYU's good. Not great, but they're good.
Arizona State's at Arizona, at a pissed-off Arizona. Arizona's laying 18.5. I think they smoke Arizona State. Arizona State, I feel like, has 4 scholarship players available right now. They're just overmanned. And at 8 o'clock, right here on our little radio station, you'll be able to hear Auburn and Texas A&M. Auburn laying 5.5 here in College Station.
Man, take the money. Take Auburn.
I do not bet against Auburn. And 5.5. How do they score enough points?
The Aggies are going to fall out of the top 25 on the last poll. They're 22, and they are sliding
They're about
fast,
to get
man.
spanked, I believe. All right, friends, that does it for us. Blitz coming up at 2. Enjoy their little program. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, keep on keeping on.
This is 94.1